Okay, welcome back to Yamcha Sessions. We have Nikesh and Kavilan from Next Chapter with us here today. Very privileged to have you guys. So I guess today we'll be talking primarily about Next Chapter. We typically go through it in chronological order. So maybe you can share a bit more how you guys started or what your backgrounds are. We can work our way up and then we can talk a bit more about what your business does today. Right?
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you very much for having us here at Yamcha Session. We are privileged too. Okay, so about Next Chapter, basically, my partner here, Kavilan, he's been in the counseling time zone for maybe 11 years.
Oh, wow,
this
long
year.
time.
Yeah, so we graduated together. We graduated in psych. Then I went into the business and he went into counseling.
I see.
So just pre-COVID, few months before COVID, I came up with an idea that I want to open up a rehab center for drugs and alcohol
Have you
abuse.
approached one by one to come inside your rehab?
Oh no,
Haven't
no,
yet,
no.
Okay.
Haven't yet.
Too soon.
Stupid.
So that was my idea on opening a rehab and all. But then we were working on the plan and everything was moving towards it. Then COVID happened.
Right.
So then our investors took a back seat, said that it's not the right time to invest. And they didn't know where the market was going. So took a back seat. Then so we were discussing. I said, okay, why not? Because the rehab center is a big scale. You need to get a property, you need to do all that. So I said, why not we do it in a smaller scale? And we have been in counseling for maybe, I'm in about 7 years. He was about that time, around the same time.
7, 10. Well, the question is, right, your mom forced you guys to do counseling or y'all wanted to do counseling?
We wanted.
You guys wanted to.
Whose mom forced their kids to do that?
No, I don't know about that, bro, but like Indian kids always want, Indian kid, mom and dad want their kids to do accounting, lawyer or doctorate,
You mean the template profession?
Yeah, template professions.
But we are blessed. My parents gave me the whole free thing. Choose whatever you like to do and do.
Wow, how about you also?
Yeah, it was the same.
Special breeds, guys. Special breeds.
So with that, we went into, I did my pre-U in Canadian pre-U in Taylor's. From there, then I took more of arts papers and degree decided to go into psychology and took a double degree psych and comm. So from there, then we did our counseling and all, but he went more in depth. He joined centers and he worked the experience the more legit way lah.
What's the more legit way lah?
More in the center. So he went on that. I went on business side. So then we came in 2020. I said that looking at the scenario that counseling is going to be needed in another 2-3 years, seeing how COVID has affected people. At that time myself, I had a focus. So, and at that point, most of the mental health clinics or centers were located around Mount Kiara, Bangsa, KL.
Right.
And the pricing are always for the atas people.
I see.
The middle class or the B40s, not much could afford. They can get free when they go through Jabatan Kebajikan Malaysia or Selangor the state, but it's a long waiting order because it's free. So there was no center tapped into this to help the B40s or the middle range. So I told him that I have my own businesses already. Like I have it, I'm getting good income and also let's do something for the community. And he came upon and said, yeah, we can do it. So that's how Next Chapter came about. So our tagline is affordable, accessible for everyone, not just for a certain group of people.
I see. And I apologize. I think a lot, myself and I think a lot of the audience would probably also be curious. How much does it typically cost in the likes of Damansara Heights, Mont Kiara to go to therapy? And what are you guys charging? And then we can see what the delta is.
For Mont Kiara, Bukit Damansara, the places you just mentioned, those are all typically, I think the minimum you can find is about 300.
Wow. I'm guessing this is per hour?
Yeah, per hour.
Rough.
Really? You just sit there and listen and they
Yeah,
pay you $200? Bro, I'll be a great listener, bro. I should get paid for listening to my wife, bro.
300 is the minimum in the
Okay.
market. It also varies depend on your practitioner, the counselor.
Depends
higher
on their experience level.
We know counselors out there who charge up to 1,500, 2,000 ringgit per hour. So there is, we're not going to name who are they, but there is market for that.
I see.
Then as the more discreet you want, the higher the counselor charges you lah. So just say you're a big timer in the market and you don't want people to know you're going counseling, then the counselor will charge you more for the discretion, for place, privacy.
I see.
You go with your dodgy place and then they just...
Definitely will never be a dodgy place.
You never know lah. You never know, right?
If you're going to pay for 1,000, 2,000 or 3,000 per hour,
If
definitely you're going to
anything
get
were
a
to
man.
happen and if it does, and I've personally seen this many, many times, you're looking at court cases, you're looking at a lot of legal issues also, because as counselors, we are under this government body called Lembaga Counsellor Malaysia. So if a client feels like you have overstepped or sexually harassed or any type of harassment, you can actually make a complaint.
Wow.
How long after that they will come back to you from the complaint?
Actually quite fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That one they very fast, huh? Which is good. But
Yeah, the second it goes to court, it's gone.
it's gone.
But it's a very gray area though, because I imagine what happens is I go out to you, Kavilan, right? You and I have a 1 hour session. I feel a certain way about our interaction. I go to court. It's gray.
Yeah,
right? And I'm assuming it's not
very-
recorded.
It's very he said, she said.
Right.
And it's also based off whatever that I have also analyzed during the session. And so the lawyers would probably have to review both sides and, probably come to a conclusion. But the second a counselor or a mental health practitioner goes up to court, it becomes, it looks very ugly lah.
Right.
It looks very ugly.
Got it.
Because you've already gone to court, regardless whether right or wrong, you've
Yeah.
already gone to court.
Yeah.
So
There's
there's
a
always
stain.
that question mark,
I hear you.
So touching on that, you said just now, gray area recording. So what we did, there has been cases of this has happened, went to court, and they could not prove anything because there's no recording. So what we did in the next chapter, we introduced recording in our sessions. We have put CCTV in every
Oh
room,
wow.
but no voice recording. So they can't hear what you're having. That is private, but you have CCTV recording where in your informed consent form when you sign, it says that the session is recorded for any of these purposes
I
for
see.
court use.
I see.
So there is proof. Just say, because there's been cases that we have came across where it's under the sexual thing where the client said the practitioner has sexually abused.
You guys?
No. This way before next chapter came,
okay,
for
okay.
all cases. But there was no proof. Like, as
Yep.
much the client can go fight in court and say he touched or she touched or whatever, but there's no proof. So in the end, both walks out. The case can't
Correct.
be carried. So
Yeah.
based on that, what we did, and we have spoken with all our fellow practitioners, that we are going to put CCTV recordings to record if anything goes inside there, but no voice recording because that is private. Whatever they are
Of
speaking
course.
is private. But if any physical thing happen in the room, it's recorded for court.
I see.
Alright.
Got it.
I'm gonna jump the blood right here, right?
Okay.
Usually we go slow, we like house school, house college, married, wow, one by one. Now, bam, straight going to your work. Okay, so you guys do therapy.
Yeah.
All right, very nice. I want to ask right now, as an Indian therapist, is it difficult?
Not really.
Not really. Easy time to be a therapist. Really? Do you feel like the race plays a slight impact in your
No.
job scope?
No. To be honest, might be 5-10%, but it doesn't carry any weight. Your risk card. Like for therapists, basically you can be an Indian, Chinese, Malay, Serani, whatever lah. But if you're not good, they're not gonna come to you.
Okay.
So first of all, you as a therapist, you have to have that vibe, that speaking, to unlock. So basically, a therapist is basically like a key, and you're the lock. You just need to unlock
You
you.
need to unlock me lah.
Yeah. So once you know how the techniques to unlock a person to get them talking about the issue, the problem, and they feel comfortable to open out to you, because the biggest issue is getting them to open up. That's why so the first step is getting them to come. Second part is getting them to open up about their issues. Once you have done this both, you're on the right track to getting help. So I don't think the race card plays, because we have Indians, we have Chinese, we have Malays, we have everyone, and it works
it.
well. Each race goes with each other, and they have no like, oh, I want a Malay practitioner, I want an Indian practitioner. There's no such thing. First thing they come in like, okay, I have this issue. Who should we see? So we who does the assessment, we will decide which practitioner is the best suited to your problem.
Okay.
And they won't say, they won't ask questions, is this person good?
They just go already lah.
Yeah. So after they finish their first session, they'll come and give us a feedback call. And so far, we have never had one session where they didn't like the practitioner or they want to change.
Understand.
So it's you yourself. The race card doesn't come.
Doesn't
into
matter lah.
play.
I assume that the gender card is, at least in my view, fairly justifiable. If I'm coming to you because the challenges that I face in my life are sexual in nature. As a female, I would understand if I would want a female practitioner. Is that something that you guys are observing?
No, too, because I'm currently dealing with a few
Okay.
females as well with the issue that you just mentioned.
I see.
So I don't really think gender is also an issue.
Wow,
there.
very fascinating.
yeah.
Okay.
Is it safe to say they just want someone to talk to?
I think
That is the
that is the
biggest thing.
primary.
That's the
reason.
biggest thing, lah.
I think that's the primary.
Are most
reason.
of these people married?
So I
Uh,
wouldn't say most. There's a mix.
Like easy, huh?
There's a good mix. You have
the age range is about 20-ish to 40.
Shit, that's like our time, you know?
But the only thing I can say that is thing that race is not a problem or the gender of the practitioner is not a problem. What we the counseling body we have more female clients compared to male clients that need help.
Oh.
The male doesn't come out much
Yeah,
for
male don't
help.
go. We just
So if you give out of 10 clients or people who need help, 7 will be females, 3 will
Right.
be the males.
Mm.
So that's where we see the difference.
I understand.
And I think as fellow males, we can sort of understand why
Yeah.
that's the case.
And also that the 3 males, like females, out of 7, at least 5 will be at early stage. They recognize they need help. Very early, they know, okay, I need help. I'm going to see a practitioner.
Oh, okay.
So they can gauge. But the males, out of 3, all 3, most probably will be at the end stage where it's
Suicide, lah.
bad. I wouldn't want to use the word suicide.
Hardcore.
I
Bro.
mean,
Hardcore.
The hard side.
Hardcore lah,
They
I
went,
guess. Too strong the word, is it?
They don't want to come at the early stage where the man ego
Must be
is
like,
there.
suck it up
Then when
lah,
they
you know?
come towards the end, like,
Power through.
like this is my last help.
Yep.
Then they come.
Yep.
So that's where we see the difference in our data.
Understand.
Correct.
don't you
Understand.
think the reason why the men come the late part is because, since young, we have been taught, suck it up,
Man
man.
up.
Man up.
To a certain extent, I can agree to that. But like I said,
Even-
we are in 2023 now. To keep blaming on how we are brought up, it's something wrong. Like to come to a certain time, like you need help or you have to make the decision because other things you don't follow the culture. Like you said, the Indians, engineer, accountant, and
yeah.
doctor. But some Indians are out of that and they can make the decision to like us, like I did counseling. There's so many other Indians doing other things other than these 3. If they can break out from that culture norm and do other things, I'm sure when you need mental health help or psych help, you can just come on. You don't have to worry about what the culture have taught me or what the culture have said. Like decision has to be made from you. Stop blaming what you have been taught or what you learned. Like,
I
if
agree
you need
completely.
Help, you need help.
I agree completely. And I think that's true for a lot of
Because
other
if
things
we
in life.
keep blaming the culture, then throughout the next few generations, they are going to follow the system of culture, and that help is never going to come. So I think the first step in our society, and think stop blaming something. If you need help, you need help. If you need to do something, you need to do something. Just come out from it. Just rather than blaming or shoving it under the.
I guess the
chair.
real question is understanding when do we need help, lah,
Yeah. So and at that part, we can't blame the culture. It's more of the society norms or government side where the awareness of anything should be there. Like we have seen from I'm growing young until now I'm 32. I've seen the awareness of stop smoking. It's been big. It's when I was in school, I've seen big posters where
but
the
we still
government
smoke.
stop smoking. But people still smoke. But the awareness is there to educate and all. But for mental health, there's not much of awareness. There is now in the last 3-4 years of post-COVID when everyone is saying, I need help. Then there is small initiative, but in a global scale or national scale, it should be there. Like should become better.
Got it.
Bro, I got a lot of questions about mental health, man. Okay. So you
Sure,
guys
bro.
said you got 2 types of therapy type lah. Like you got your own therapy side and you got your own therapy side. Which therapy you got more focused in?
I handle more trauma cases and addiction.
Addiction. And you?
So I don't do counseling
Oh,
because I haven't got my counseling
PhD.
from the Lembaga counseling. I haven't got the cert to be a
okay.
counselor. You need to get a proper
License.
cert,
Proper
license.
lah.
So
So the
I'm
license is actually renewable for every 2 years. So you have to fulfill that certain amount of like
Counsel.
100 plus 200 hours every 2 years. And then once they review that, then you're qualified to renew. So it's the same
I
as
see.
doctors, nurses. It's the same system.
Right.
So you talk almost to 100 people lah. Do you go
Not
No,
really
it's a number of
100
hours,
people.
right?
a lot of hours lah.
It's a lot of hours.
Do
lah.
you go for counseling?
yeah.
I have to, but I haven't.
You gotta go, bro. I'm listening to a lot of nonsense, bro. I don't know what's it.
but to be honest, counselors do go for counseling too because
I feel like you need.
I give an example. A day, if you have 4 clients and each client is an hour to an hour and a half, that's about nearly 6 to 7 hours a day. and you're hearing 4 different headaches, 4 different energies that you're consuming. So over the month, it's a lot.
Accumulate, man.
So usually counselors go for counseling to just clear off.
Now I
Bro,
know
why
why
you
this
looking at
man's
me?
single, bro. No time. His girlfriends are the public right now. That's why, bro.
No, bro.
Bro, if you handle 4 people a day, then you go back home, then you handle your wife also. There's a lot of counseling you needed. Let's be honest, now, okay?
And let's be honest, the last one is the hardest, I think.
or most probably the wife is the counselor.
Whoa!
Wow.
Of course, I got to empathize with all of the people coming. I apologize for saying nonsense, their troubles. But I want to ask a real question, right? Why do people face this issue of counseling? Like, for instance, right? Like, for me, whenever I'm in a very difficult spot, I don't find myself struggling in knowing what to do or whatsoever. And and with that being said, right, I personally have not been in depression for the past 32 years in my entire life. But I heard my friends say, bro, I'm depression. And I'm like, bro, just don't be depressed, bro.
People keep throwing that word around.
Yeah,
For
like,
fun.
what is depressed? So, like, I'm depressed. Then I'm like, it's just I'm depressed.
So the word
What's that?
depressed and also we were just having a talk 2 days ago with some other group. Like the word depressed, stress,
Yeah, I'm depressed.
it's been thrown out by people everywhere. Like you give a person extra work to do. Oh, I'm
depressed.
too stressful. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yep.
But when you look at our parents or the generation before us, they can do a lot of work and they don't come home and say, oh, I'm stressed or I'm depressed. They don't. So they were built differently. They were built to work hard to earn hard. But the younger generation below us and all, I wouldn't want to say parents' issue or what they've brought them up in a very
bro.
a very comfortable life. So once they come out from the comfortable life and they need to go and earn the cash or earn things and a bit of hard work is stress.
Right.
So like recently we were talking yesterday only, there's this case of this guy, graduated uni and all good, went for an interview with a PR company, a marketing company.
Yes.
He got the job. So the first day of his job is at an event.
Okay.
So he had to go to the event and the manager who interviewed him is waiting at the event. So about 15 minutes past the time he's supposed to come, calling, no answer. Half an hour, then she calls, he picks up. He asks, where are you? You're supposed to be here, your first day of job. Oh no, my mother told me I can't take train to work.
I
And
saw this in
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I took train and I can't go to work. And so then the manager asked, like, you knew this, then why you came for interview?
Yeah.
So she said, no, I just wanted to see whether I can get the job he gave. But my mom said, I can't take train to work, so I'm not going to stress her up or give her stress. Then
Okay.
you should not have.
You shouldn't have
applied.
accepted the job.
But
lah,
you see
yeah.
things like that, how they say, oh, my mother said I can't take train. If I told them, my mother would have slapped me when I was young.
That's right, bro.
She will drive the train.
Indian family, there's no such thing. If we get whacking in school, we come back and complain, we'll get whacked more for getting whacked in school. But now you see news, the father is going, there's a video recently 2 weeks ago, a father went to school and Mangamo wanted to whack the teacher for beating up the kid.
Yep.
And we see how things are changing, where kids are getting so much pampered and they can't do anything hard or can't get rotan by the teacher. And during our time, we got whacked from teacher and we won't go back home to tell our parents because we know we'll get round 2.
Yep.
We'll try to hide as much as we can. Whatever happens in school stays in school. But now, no. Parents are coming to school and attacking the teachers. And then teachers... So eventually the teachers will say that we're not going to discipline your kids. But in future, you'll see coming out that they are going to blame the schools, that kids are coming out being undisciplined or into gangsterism. But what we are seeing now, teachers are getting harassed by parents for...
Yep.
disciplining their kids. Last time we have disciplined teachers going rotan around the school.
Yeah, I can't
Things.
forget
How many times I got whacked for my discipline?
Likewise,
teacher.
yes.
Mr.
So,
Chandra,
but-
I think. Yours is Mr. Chandra?
No. I'm
Bro,
from
my
Taipan.
school, Saujana was Mr. Chandra, bro. He carried rotan happily every morning, 7:20, call 5 names. Pop.
All that happened
Then
in our
we
school.
go
But
back to
now
our body.
discipline teachers are not doing that anymore because parents are coming and harassing them at school.
I think to a certain extent, teachers also are slowly coming to the sense where what's the point of being passionate about teaching anymore?
Oh, you.
Because I've also
Understand.
spoken to a lot of teachers also in this past 1 year. They are just not bothered anymore.
Yeah.
It's totally different. Like from the time we have been taught and the current stage now, people are like just, oh, okay, I'm here to teach you. I did my job. I'm done.
Understand.
Anything more than that it feels like unnecessary.
Yeah. I think it might also be a symptom of the fact that they are underpaid society undervalues them.
Undervalues,
there's no
underpaid.
Undervalue
prestige.
is the biggest issue because I think underpaid is okay because somehow they find to do tuition. They find something to do up outside because even when
Right.
during our time, our teachers had tuition outside where we go.
fair.
They're fine. They are okay. But undervalue is the biggest issue is because recently, I think about 2 months back, you will see a teacher. Okay, you saw the SPM result, what they said, like it's the highest that never turn up for an exam. That is a big red flag. Before that, just a week before the SPM result, a week or two before the SPM result, a teacher came out and said, Form 2 teacher, where she said that her class, about 5 to about 10 students failed their maths or some paper. And she asked them, why didn't write? And said, oh no, we are planning to media influencer. We earn more money. This is a Form 2 mindset.
Too much
Understand.
TikTok.
So how will a teacher feel when a student says that? You're going to demotivate the teacher, but it's teacher's job to motivate them. But in the same time, what is happening at home? I feel the biggest issue our society is having is parenthood at home.
Yeah, agree.
Where our age, I think I got my first phone when I was going to college, maybe at 16, 17 lah. Or my dad will give me a phone if I go on the weekend to play basketball with my friends,
Sure.
to call to fetch what time. That's all. But we don't have phone the whole day to browse or to. But now kids at a very young age, like I have nephews at 6, 7 has phones. They can watch whatever they want. Parents will put. So parents have set that mindset with them and not really checking what they are watching, what they are looking at. If at 12 years old, a guy can say that I want to be a media influencer. What is he doing at 12? We were at 12
Yeah.
playing football or doing stuff. We don't sit on our phone. But
Yeah,
these
yeah.
guys are on phone and already planning that they're going to become social media influencers at 12. 14 and say, oh, I don't have to pass exam.
Yeah.
This is just one. I'm sure there's so many incidents over Semenanjung and Sabah Sarawak. It's happening. It's just that it's not coming out in limelight. But that is where the kids are heading to. Because they're seeing how social media influencers are telling we're earning 5 figures, 6 figures out there.
Understand. Yeah.
So in a sense, like I see like how China, India are banning all this. It makes sense to an extent because these are not good influence to the kids. Like you have to have certain restriction and how much they can go on social media. But if you get a full leeway, you're going to lose your kids in the social media world.
Yeah.
Already lost, bro.
There should be a degree of control, I think is the point here. Anything in excess is bad, right?
Correct,
If I drank this coffee a million times, I'd probably die lah.
Yeah.
But one is fine. So
Yeah, one is fine,
Yeah,
a million is bad. But as usual, kids should not be on social media until you're done with high school. That should be the base of things to get them more committed to what they want to do. Like social media, phones, after you're done with your high school, then you're free, you're big, you're going to college. But until you're Form 5, even if our school education system is not so good, but they should show some level of concentration or focus to it.
Totally
Parents
agree.
doing lah.
Totally agree. Yeah. Personally, I guess I was exposed.
Actually, to add on that, I'm not going to name which school. We actually did a program at the school last year.
What?
For managing smartphone addiction.
You guys did counseling for students?
No, we did a program.
We did
for
a talk for a group of 400 students. I'm not going to mention which school, but it was on managing smartphone habits.
Right.
And I was actually speaking to one student like straight from the stage. He apparently spends more than 12 hours on his phone. Then I asked him homework and all. He's like, yeah, can. I can manage all of it. I'm like, oh, cool.
Was he playing his phone when talking to you?
Yeah. That's why I saw him and I stopped him.
He
like,
straight failed, bro.
okay.
He failed the talk.
My guy is going into a talk, doing the thing you're not supposed to do.
And also like schools, like during our time, I'm sure how strict was our teachers with phone. We have to hide in bags.
Yeah.
We get all this
the
rate by
unlikely
prefects.
Yes, bro.
But now schools are.
very
I don't
chill
think they're
about it.
strict anymore about phones because parents wants to keep them safe. I need to call my son or kids
Parents
anytime.
are safe. I mean, schools are safe, lah, guys. Come on. You should consider
There's
school like
there's something called Apple Tag now, right?
Yeah. You want to tag
Oh,
on the kid?
right. Yeah. That's right. But don't you feel this is a common theme in which, as generations progress, we look down on the generation that comes after us? Right? We have the tendency to view ourselves and our childhoods, our upbringings as superior to the ones
Definitely.
that are coming after.
Yes.
If you look at a trend, yes, every generation that goes,
Yeah.
the older generation feel they are better.
Correct.
I'm not going to deny that, but looking at circumstances that is been building around now at the high school and primary school level, I'm not blaming the kids. It's the parents are to be blamed.
For sure,
Because
yeah.
there's no point blaming the kids. Kids are going to be kids at the end of the day.
They're not even 16. They don't know
Yeah.
anything.
So if the parents put their foot down and say, no, you're not getting a phone, or this is how you should be. Like, rather than giving them phone, you can put them in so many activities. Compared to our time now, there's more activities, more things to do with your spare time. Like, you get them into it lah. Rather than just giving a phone and, oh, I'm done. Like, they can watch whatever,
Right,
no
right.
stress.
Parenting
Like, even
complete.
even like with my cousins, I tell them, like, because I go and see the nephews, they're always on the phone, like watching something. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, no headache. They'll cry like, but you guys wanted to be parents.
Yeah.
You guys
it
should
was-
take the responsibility if you want. If you don't want that headache, then don't have the kids. Like,
Easy
if
way
you
out
have
lah.
kids, you have to be responsible.
Yep.
Like, I know, like, my family had three. I know what my mom took responsibility. She had to leave her job to take care of us. That's responsibility. Rather than giving us phone or something, she stopped her job. My dad was a sole breadwinner, and she focused on all her three kids and making sure we were brought up properly.
Careful,
Yeah.
bro. The family's going crazy, man, listening to this.
So,
Careful.
but I'm not telling families. I'm telling that if you're going to have kids, don't find the easy way out by giving them a phone and they don't
For sure.
give me headache. But you don't know 4 years, 5 years down the road, what you have done, this is going to create a ripple.
And do you think this excessive need to go on social media is actually going to, this may sound cynical, increase the total addressable market of therapy? So you've got kids having
No.
more mental issues because of inability to socialize.
I wouldn't say that, because kids now itself with social media, they are socializing through their way of how they want to social. Because the idea of communication doesn't mean just sitting and talking, like how we do yamcha, sit na mama,
Right.
talk. That was our generation, lepak mama.
Still.
Nowadays, kids are socializing over gaming. They wear their earphones, they talk with their friends. They are still talking, communicating, but in a different.
I understand.
I agree to that. They have like Discord and whatsoever.
Yeah.
They can yamcha, but through online lah,
Okay.
you know.
Like, we prefer going having a Milo ice, talking nonsense, watching
Yeah, yeah.
football. That was our generation, the generation before us. But now, next kids, they already sit at home in their comfort with aircon, and they still talk, they still communicate, but killing someone or killing something,
Whoa.
killing something. So yeah.
Games.
So I wouldn't say that it's not going to stop the communication or it's not going to increase mental health. Mental health has been there,
Right.
but it's just whether people understood like the stigma. Like, Asian side, we have a lot of stigma. Malaysia, we have a lot of stigma of mental health. I'm sure you can say in this. Like, yesterday I was reading about, the West Ham striker Michael Antonio.
Yes.
So he's going through depression now. He came out yesterday and said. So he was playing so he only enjoys playing football when he plays with the national team Jamaica. With West Ham, he doesn't enjoy anymore because he went through a barren 6-7 months not scoring goal, and he was hoping to get injured. He said he came out, he said, I hope to get injured so no one will say I can't score goals.
That really sounds to me like an excuse.
So yeah, he said all that because of his depression. Eventually, he found out he's going through something because during that 6-7 months of not scoring, he had a divorce with his wife. He was going through a rough period of divorce and all that, and he had to come every week and play and score. But that's his job. He's supposed to score. But because of the external factors, and at that time he didn't understand that he needed mental health. And he was so like, oh no, society say if I go to see a mental health person, I'm considered psycho. In a layman term, psycho. And took him few months or nearly a year for him to really accept, I need help. And he started seeing that he's not scoring goals and he doesn't have the drive to go to work, like to go for training and all. He decided he needed to see a mental health practitioner, and eventually he saw. And now yesterday he gave a statement. He said 6 months already he's seeing, and he's much happier now. Now he's scoring goals. He scored for the last few games before the season ended for West Ham, and now he's in the Copa America with Jamaica.
Right.
And he's happy. So he came on and said that the stigma of mental health needs to be changed because culture-wise, we were taught that someone who sees a practitioner, he's considered psycho straight away.
Understand.
But that psycho part is psychiatric, where you go on medication when you really can't help, when you have schizo and all this other stuff. Correct, I'm not saying no. But counseling doesn't say you are a psycho. Counseling just say you need help.
Yeah.
So there's a big stigma there that our culture, our community faces when it comes to mental health. So
Got it.
we need to break that first. Then you'll see the flow of cases. Then you'll see more cases because people will be willing to accept.
Understand.
I think a simpler way to explain that was just imagine if someone has cancer and then you tell them to power through, pull through, it's okay,
Right.
you'll be fine.
Just stop having cancer.
You
Yeah.
just stop having cancer. You just stop having cancer. Lah.
You want to know what I said last time?
No, we don't have to go there. Yeah. But I hear you.
In a
But
simple analogy, that's
Right.
what mental health is. So people keep thinking that, oh, it's not as serious as cancer, so it's fine. Yeah. So yeah.
Understand. But I'm thinking from a regular person's perspective, right? So I work a corporate job. In actual fact, I wake up every morning. Truthfully, don't liking it. I'm not liking it very much, right? I feel tired. I don't want to go to work. How do I differentiate that versus the likes of depression, where the West Ham player can't score a goal, right? Where is that line in which I need to
How
seek
long
help?
have you been feeling that way?
For a long time.
Every day.
Like
Yeah.
how long?
Really true?
Probably for as long as I've worked, lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
but maybe that's a symptom of me just being a lazy person. Thanks. All right. Yeah. And maybe I.
Okay.
I saw
like
that.
You just said that waking up, you're tired to go to work.
Yeah.
Does it stop there? Or when you go to work, you don't finish your job? When you go to the
Ah.
office, how are you there?
Okay. I mean, I would like to think I'm still doing a decent job, lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I still end up
How
making
do
the
you
decision to go
rate
to work.
yourself at your workplace, your job,
we in
your
a counselling
communication?
I feel like
I give myself slightly above average. So if average is a 5, maybe a 6.5.
How does your bosses and your colleagues around you feel
Right.
about you in the job environment?
Got it. I put on the facade that I'm very energetic.
so it's basically a mask.
It's a mask, yes. And I acknowledge that to be the case.
Okay, energy is different, but the job. Just say you're given a job to
Yep.
do. How well do you get it done?
Yes.
How do you get it done? Are you doing it happily or are you doing it forced?
Forced.
So the answer is there.
So I need.
So I wouldn't want to
help, is it?
want to categorize you depressed, because this word depressed carries a very heavy meaning which many people don't understand. For the
And
slightest
there's
thing they
actually
throw
like a
depressed.
few assessments for
What
it.
I will say to you, first of all, before feeling lack of energy or forced to do your job, find a job that you love doing first, which you
Right.
will feel happy waking up and going to do. But in that job that you love doing and you feel like you don't want to do that, then you know there's a problem there.
I guess, right.
Like, okay, the Antonio, the player,
Yeah.
he loved football. He loved playing. He
Right.
loved scoring. But at one point of his job, he could not score. He could not go for training. That's where it kicked to him, that he realized that
Understand.
there is an issue mentally, that he
Got
needs
it.
help. So the same thing with you. Find a job. Or I wouldn't ask you to change your job. Like,
No.
find an environment or a job
Yeah.
or a company where you feel you're happy. Like, I'm willing to wake up at 6 a.m. and go through the
see.
jam and
Yeah.
reach the office. And once you reach the office and you still feel like, oh no, I don't want to do it, then you know there's something wrong.
So what you're saying is, if I find a job that I love, so to speak, I should not be feeling this way.
Yeah. So
And-
far you have been doing this podcast. How
Yeah.
long?
About 5 years. Yeah.
Have you feel like you hated it coming and doing it?
I think okay, short answer is okay, hate is a strong word, but short answer is yes. I felt tired and lazy and reluctant to come to a recording, for example. In my view, the way life works is something like this. I think I like something. I don't really know for sure. Right? I do it, and there are some days, there are good days, where I really truly enjoy what it is I do. And that's true for my full-time job too. There are some days that don't look so good. So it is not a simple, I love this thing and I never feel terrible about it. It comes in inflection points over time. So that's the way I see life, and that may be completely wrong. Maybe I do need mental health. So I'm here trying to understand the
I will say in a simple layman term, that is life.
right, exactly.
Some days you
Yeah.
love, some days you hate. But
Yeah.
that is life, because you can't have perfect days every day.
Exactly.
There'll be days where you have good days. There'll be days you have bad days. It's
Right.
just that you have to get through the bad days and enjoy the good days when it comes.
Understand. Yeah.
I wouldn't say you have. I'm not going to say you don't have. I might be wrong. But after doing the assessment, we will know. But
Got it.
it's human. Just
Yeah.
enjoy. Don't complicate it by thinking that it's a mental health issue or any issue.
Yeah.
Every human go through it. Even us practitioners, we have our good days. We have our bad days.
Yeah, that's just life. Yeah.
It's just human life. We are
Yeah.
built like that. There's never been a perfect day for anyone. Even if you're talking about the richest of the richest or the prime minister,
No,
he
of
has
course.
his
Yeah.
good days
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he has his bad days. It's just that you need to just know how to juggle through it.
Mm.
Find the point on your bad days. Okay, today is my bad day, but what can I do to make it feel better? Not a good day, but what can I feel better on a bad day? Maybe like having his coffee ping gives him a
Right.
smile. You might have a beer.
Yeah.
might give you a smile, a nice pint, fresh pint.
if you told him beer is just racist, yeah. So well
that's
done,
why
well
we
done. I see what you're
then,
doing.
then we have a one-on-one lah.
One-on-one, huh?
One-on-one.
One by one.
So yeah, you find that small happiness on a bad day. What can just
Yep.
make you feel better a bit? Just do that and it's fine. Just go through it. So
Mm.
don't we humans tend to complicate things.
Oh, yeah.
Overthink.
For sure.
Like most of the people we see or we talk to, they tend to overthink a lot of things. The most simplest thing.
Yeah.
Get overthink.
Sometimes to them, the most simplest thing is the most complicated thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
in therapy sessions, the whole idea is to break down that simple thing or that complicated thing into like a micro mini scale.
Mm.
And then like, okay, so actually the problem is actually this size.
Yep.
But you make it like this.
Correct.
So you the problem. Oh, relax lah.
I mean,
Simple way you can say is like just say him or me. Just say I'm a bubbly person. Naturally, I talk to people, laugh. So there've been days where we have long meetings. I'm tired. Go home, just sit or meet a friend. Just sit there like, hey, what's wrong with you? Like, no, just had a long. No, something wrong. Tell me.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm just tired. Like,
Yeah.
Then they say, no, usually you're not like that. Correct. Usually I'm not like that. But just like, today is a long day. You can't be expecting me laughing. I just came to see you. I have a drink. Just normal. But
Yeah lah, chill lah.
there's nothing wrong. Oh,
Understand.
no, you're not telling me. You're hiding. So you see, from where it started, it starts to build that overthink.
You went out with your wife, is it, brother?
I want to say that. You know your wife is it?
Wife usually about food. Lah. But
Oh,
with my friends, when I go out with my friends after a long day, we're like, hey, why are you not talking much? Why are you not laughing much? Like, no, I'm just tired. Like, oh no, this is not you. Like, but that is what the overthink. Then eventually the overthink thing, they'll think, oh, is it because of me? I'm like, there's nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
came to see you.
Yeah,
If I
exactly.
didn't want to see you, I wouldn't
I wouldn't
come.
come. Yeah,
Feeling
yeah.
stressed.
No, but this is what I mean. Overthink, how we humans tend to overthink things and get it out of proportion. Like, it's nothing. Actually, it's
For sure.
nothing. It's just that I'm tired. Just tired. Like,
Yeah.
So in conclusion,
Huh.
Drew don't have depression. It's just life.
Is that a conclusion? I don't know.
we can't do the conclusion
Oh.
until we do
No
assessment.
assessment lah.
Yeah.
Item kalau.
Well, okay, so tell me a bit more about this assessment. Is it a very clear-cut litmus test to determine if someone has trauma, doesn't have trauma, is depressed, isn't depressed? Is that the way it works?
So there are actually three to four different types of tests. So depending on how severe, so the clinical psychologist would probably choose one of it and run the whole assessment. And not only based on the assessment results, like based on the stuff you've been through in your childhood, like whatever stuff you're going through now. So based on all of those criterions and factors, then they can come up with a proper diagnosis to actually determine whether you're depressed or not depressed.
I see. I imagine...
And there's actually levels for depression.
Levels?
There's actually like
Oh, okay.
low, mild, severe, extremely severe. So there's
Right.
actually like a few levels.
Right. I imagine this assessment is not numerically driven because the nature of depression itself is very intangible.
Yeah.
Right. It's
correct.
very fluid. You can't put a number on it. So
Uh,
or can you? I don't really know.
You can, but also as a supporting factor, you actually have to do like a full motivational interview with the client to actually get your answer.
You play them the
Right.
Rambo speech lah.
Not
Ain't
really,
no sunshine and rainbow. See, motivational speech, right?
No,
It's a
no,
good speech.
no motivations at
No,
all. No, I think it's called motivational interviewing.
I see.
The whole aspect of it's just basically an interview to understand you as a person, like how you are built as a person based
Right.
on your childhood, your family, your surroundings, your environment. So there's a lot of factors that take into account when you
I see.
actually determine whether that person is depressed or not.
Got it. And do you, as the practitioner, give a score?
Yeah.
Right. That's the way it translates into a numerical assessment of
Yes,
where
yes,
you
yes.
sit in the depression scale, right? I'm
Yes.
guessing.
A,
Yes,
B,
you're
C, D
Got it,
scoring,
got
is
it.
it?
It's 1
1 to 5?
1 to 5.
Right.
So
And-
5 is A lah.
5 is like
Or E, lah, depending on
extremely-
perspective. lah.
5 is like extremely
Don't want to score A lah, you know.
it's called
And
E.
Only there like you want E. You want to fail there.
Usually our clinical psychologists will carry out these assessments for people who really want to get assessment done to see where they are standing.
I see.
So what we advise is before you go for an assessment, okay, because assessments are not cheap. first of all.
Mm.
It's expensive because to get the assessment tools, it's not cheap. So what I will advise to people, if you feel that you're off in a certain way, or if you feel you're not yourself for a long time, go for a counseling session.
Okay.
Have few sessions. But minimum for a person is a 5 session you have to go through.
I see.
From there, by your 5th session, you will already know what you're going through, how you're going through, what you're facing. Then the practitioner will decide whether you need a proper clinical psych to assess you, to get you under, because to a certain level depression, some of them go on anti-anxiety pills
Okay.
and all that. But my preference as a practitioner, I don't like putting my clients on pills.
Yep.
I'll find therapies or ways to get them to get better without using pills. Because like in the medical term, once you go on pills, you have to go for a long time on pills. And it's not nice, because if you don't take your pills, you might lapse back to your old self.
Right.
So you have a lot of complications there. So we will try our best to get them not to go on medication, but if cases which is extreme and you need medication help, yes, we will, because we don't want to cause them any harm to themselves without medication.
Yep.
So counseling is the first step for anything. It's like in football, you need to go for training first.
Understand.
Your childhood roots, grassroots training, then you can become a professional football player. You can't just say, I want to go and be a professional football player straight away. It doesn't work like that. So in mental health, counseling is a very important step first.
Okay.
Be open to counseling. Come for counseling. Even if you feel you're not much, you always need someone to talk to, because human nature, if we talk about problems to a person, whether it's your best friend, your wife, your parents, you're scared you'll get judged.
Of course. Right.
Or what is Fleur think about me if I go and say I have finance issue, or I'm not working hard. All that's human. So they always prefer to talk to someone who doesn't know about them. So even in counseling, we practitioners, we cannot counsel our own family or friends.
Because you have biases in place.
So we are not allowed to. So in the same thing for a client, they don't want to speak to someone they know.
I see.
So that's where a third person counselor comes in, and you can.
Got it.
So they should go and open up. Then once you start opening up, that's where you will know yourself how to help yourself.
But the real question here is that how do you make people open up if they have never opened up before?
Personally, I feel like using terms like depression, anxiety, and actually dropping labels should stop.
Totally agree.
Okay.
I second that.
So
fact.
even this is personal experience. Like clients who come to me and they say, I feel depressed. I say no.
I'm not sure if I would just say no, but I agree in principle.
I'm like straight away no. No, like before you self-diagnose, tell me what the issue is.
Right.
So a lot of people come into therapy sessions coming with the idea from Google or NHS or NIMH, and they say that based on the symptoms, blah 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 blah, I have this. I said no.
Yeah.
What makes you so sure it's that?
Because it's like
Google's always
example
right.
in a medical, just say now you have a chest pain.
Heart attack?
Heart attack.
But it could be just muscle pain.
But
Correct.
it can be muscle pain, or you can have a GERD attack.
Yeah.
You know what's good?
GERD is the bronchitis, is it?
The GERD. It's a more severe than gastric. Where you have a GERD, acid reflux, where you can get heart cramps. Where you feel like getting a heart attack. But it's just a
It's
GERD.
like macam, but not.
So you can't go to a hospital.
correct,
You can't go to a doctor and say, hey, I'm having.
I mean, if you go to doctor, we'll have
So it's
earned
the same
500
thing
bucks.
for
lah.
medical. You don't diagnose yourself. You come to us. Let us talk with you. Then we will tell you, okay, you're having this issue
Understand.
based on what.
Understand.
Don't self-diagnose yourself and create a perception in your mind,
Yeah.
which is not going to help your mental health.
Make it worse.
Yeah.
Probably makes it worse.
Okay.
Right.
You guys have been saying the word depression, right? Cannot just simply throw and everything, but it's being used a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen friends like, I'm depressed. Then I'm like, no, bro. No, I'll just say, depressed. You just don't know what to do or something like that. Because I personally feel like if you have really strong mental strength, you can fight through depression. Because you know how to not to counter, but to handle the situation in your daily life.
I think first of all, using the word depression without the proper knowledge of using it is already wrong.
Already salah,
So what I will usually tell people, that just say they come say I got depression. I say, okay, go and see someone first. You see, many people, we live in a society, we live in a community, a society where sympathy or empathy is always needed by someone. So when you're using words like depressed,
And you're like,
stress,
oh no.
your friends or what? Sorry for that.
You're fishing for sympathy.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So what I will advise people, if someone comes and tell you that, like example, if I come tell you, bro, I'm having a flu or a sore throat, what will be your first? Go and see a doctor. You won't
Yeah,
you
probably.
won't give sympathy or like get medication or something you will tell.
Yeah.
So the same thing, if someone comes and tell you I'm depressed or stressed, go and see a person, see a practitioner, a counselor, see what they think about you, rather than you self-diagnose yourself.
I hear
So
you.
that awareness should go around a community where people just don't brush them off or give them more empathy or sympathy to what they are feeling. Send them the right direction where they should go. Maybe they are really having depression, we don't know.
Yep.
But they need help. They can't just be left. Or every time they come and tell you I'm depressed, you all give them the empathy, sympathy. They go back, then they come back. Oh, I'm depressed. That will cause even more problems in the future.
I think the challenge or the root of the stigma of people not wanting to seek mental help is the fact that you can't visually see the symptoms of it, or it can all just be man-made. It's something you just made up. It's not real, right? It's all of that. But whereas if I had a flu, I literally have fluid running down my nose. I can't make that up.
I have a client who actually came in for just one session. She said that she feels fine. She just has suddenly goes into these tremors and all.
Okay,
So she thinks it's a medical issue.
I see.
So I just said one thing: go get a medical checkup done,
Yeah.
then you bring the report.
Right.
That's it. I didn't do the session at all. So a week later, she came back with the report.
Nothing wrong.
The doctor actually scolded her and
Nice.
said there's nothing wrong at all. It's just that you display symptoms of anxiety.
I see.
The
Okay.
thing is, I already knew it. I
Right.
already knew what it was. It's just that I didn't want to drop the label.
Yep.
I just wanted her to go get the medical checkup done because she felt like it was a medical problem.
Okay.
So to get that out of the way,
Go and
go
see a
get it
doctor
done.
first. Yeah.
go get that done, and then you come back.
Right.
And
Right.
she
Right.
came back.
Yeah, she came back.
Then she like,
She
help
like,
me.
no, it's not a medical issue. I said, yeah, I knew that. I just
Right.
didn't want to tell you.
Got it. So there are very visible symptoms of
Yeah.
mental health problems, right?
So sometimes mental health problems doesn't only stay like as in you feel low, you feel down and all that. Only you know about it. Sometimes it comes out as physical forms as well.
Ah,
Like
okay.
you start, you get tremors and then you get very restless. Then pounding headache, migraines, then chest really beating out of your heart.
I see.
Like out of your chest. Sorry, heart beating out of your chest.
Right. Right.
My bad.
Got it. Got
I
it.
have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Let's say, for example, if you have a friend who you know is going for a rough time, how you as a friend can help them, besides saying go see a therapy, but help them through their depression.
Just sit there and listen.
And just sit down there and just take a beer and just listen.
That's
But
the
if they
best.
don't open up, then what else can we do?
Just sit there and listen
Because,
until
like,
they're ready.
There are friends, a few of my friends, they suicide. And their main reason is depression.
Yep.
Whether not it's true or not, I don't know. I can't ask them anymore. But the note says I'm depressed. What are you depressed of? Maybe
Sometimes-
you wasn't even depressed. You just like, I can't deal with this shit. I'm out, So
Sometimes-
what is that? How can you, as a friend, being there at that position, knowing something is going on, but you can't just say go and do a therapy. But what can we do at that
Okay,
moment?
so basically that already comes to something called a suicide prevention plan.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, bro.
So there's actually a step-by-step for it. So as a friend, the first thing that you can do is ask them if they're okay and if they need to talk. Sometimes they just want to be heard. They don't want your advice. Sometimes they already have the answers to those questions. It's just that they just need someone to actually sit there and listen to you. That's it.
Is it more common in males rather than females for this?
Which part?
Suicide. Suicide is more common in males.
Males.
Damn.
Nice.
Like I said
think if
earlier.
you just research the current stats, you'll get your answer.
Like I said earlier,
Hey.
out of the 7 people, the
Male
girls,
lah. Okay.
they come for early prevention very fast.
Right.
It tends to guess it. They know girls, they're always high on so they tend to know whether they have issue and they are very open to seek help compared to males where they try to come towards the end and some don't come and they decide suicide. But like you say, how to know? So basically, if you have friends, you guys, you will know your friends better than anyone else. So like if I tell you something general, it might not work for your friend. So you will know which thing that you do that might get your okay. Just say with Kavilan, like, I know, like I see they have maybe a teh tarik with him, he talks out. Maybe with my another friend, I have to have a beer, then it unlocks him to talk more.
Yep. It's different for everyone.
way. Maybe another friend hiking, like, oh, let's go on a hike, then he gets to talk while hiking up. So you just not being friends to do activity, but if you're friends with people, you should understand your friends. Like how to talk to them, how to unlock them. Then when they have these issues, it's easier for you to get them to talk to you.
Throw a curveball to you right now. Okay, so yes, as a friends, we should know our friends. But like maybe I give you an example. Like, what's that comedian? That every time make people laugh and everything, then he is the one who suicide. Yeah,
Robin
like everybody
Williams.
like this guy is cool. He's funny as thing. Pop, next day gone. Like even his family members and friends didn't know he had depression. And
I
he
think
just,
Jim Carrey also.
Really, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey's still alive though.
He's still alive, but he's depressed.
But he
lah.
is depressed.
Yeah, he's depressed.
So
He's still
like-
alive, depressed. Yeah.
But there are times where there are just people who just show that they are totally fine, and you like, yeah, that guy is being him, and the next day is just gone. We will never know. You know,
I have experienced that with my lecturer.
really, your lecturer had depression.
So whoever studied with me,
Too many people
Canadian
not listening to
PRIU in Taylor's, we had a lecturer. And he was the most happiest lecturer, and we loved him. He's a Canadian guy. The most, I would say, the most charming lecturer. Every student in the morning, he gives a hug when you come to college. All that he does.
Right.
And he's just full of energy.
Okay. Oh shit.
So we all loved him. There's not one student from that batch that will say, oh, we hated him. Or,
Suicide.
yeah, he has passed away suicide.
Is this Taylor CPU?
Yeah, Taylor CPU.
Oh shit, man! I think I know. I studied in ADB. I think we same year, 92. Are you?
Yeah, 92, same age with us, bro.
Oh man,
Yeah.
He's the guy who passed away.
I know.
God damn.
Bay, Bay Wing Tek.
Babe, Babang.
Bay
A
Wing
really
Tek.
tall Chinese dude.
No.
No.
He's also CPU, bro. Taylor. I think he told me.
Taylor's, I don't know whether you know Parvisha.
I heard of that lecturer, bro.
So that lecturer, eventually after we graduated, the following sem, he committed suicide in his condo.
How?
And no one saw it.
5W1H, macha. Why?
So eventually, after finding out, I don't want to get into it, because I
okay.
should not say why.
Okay,
Eventually, he passed away due to depression and all that. He had his side, but he have never showed his side of depression to anyone.
Okay.
So it's very similar to Robin Williams, like you said. No one knew that Robin was going. No, people, his close circle knew. Robin's close circle knew. Even with our lecturer, his very, very close
Like,
circle knew.
Closest of the closest. lah.
Closest. But I guess in a way that no one directed them to help. I'm not going to say they have not or yes, never know. But all these are signs that if you're close to your friends, you will see signs. Signs are always there. Just whether we want to see the
See it or
signs or accept it.
I guess it's.
You see, when we are so close with our friends, if they give a sign in which the sign feels like a bullshit to us, we call bullshit. Hey, stop saying this. Like, we will
Yeah,
think that our opinion matters better than what they are telling. That's where we go wrong. You need to catch signs, because these guys are not going to come open up and say, hey, I'm depressed. They are not like that. Like me, just say, I'm a very bubbly, happy guy. I'm not going to go out and tell, hey, Kavilan, I'm depressed or I'm suicidal. But there will be signs of things that over time I will have maybe showed a bit.
I see.
So these are the signs as
So we must
good
catch
friends
lah.
y'all should catch, and y'all feel okay. The sign is something
It's a bit
red
off
flag.
than usual. lah.
Y'all should sit and talk. And if talking is not helping, bring them to see someone.
Got it.
Just guide them. They need guidance. Basically, they're not going to do suicide overnight, but over time
Eventually, lah.
they will come to that decision.
You heard that, guys? Sometimes if your friend calls you like, hey, bro, let's go Yamcha, not because they want to sell you MLM stuff. Maybe they just need to talk to you.
Or it could be MLM.
Or could
Because
be
Either one.
recently, about 2-3 days back, I don't know, you all have seen this post on Facebook that's going viral of this Indian uncle.
I don't know.
He came and posted up on Facebook saying that he's going to commit suicide and
Hey,
he's not
relax.
happy. Like something like, I have not seen the full post, but I've seen people shared about it. Eventually, he committed suicide the next year, the day after. And his close friends regrets it. They were sharing and said, oh, we should have acted when the red
Yeah.
flag. They thought he was just renting out his unhappiness.
No, bro.
But eventually he committed suicide because he said, oh, I got not enough money or my kids are not. Something he went on that line is an old man. And so his friend thought, oh, he's just being an old uncle, just talking. But eventually he did what he said he was going to do.
Right.
Committed suicide.
Some people follow through, some people don't.
Of course.
I
Yeah.
can't remember. There was one time I saw this in Instagram. Some girl put a poll, should I suicide or not? And everybody voted, yeah, you
And
should.
she suicide.
And she suicide.
Yeah, I saw.
Oh,
God
damn.
damn. I don't know, guys. Like
Yeah.
this depression stuff, right? It's like, I genuinely don't know what depression is, So like even you guys keep
depression
telling
depression is basically a very low feeling. Like it's okay. There's happy, there's sad. This is like one level, maybe 2-3 levels above sad, and it has to happen for a very long time. It
Okay.
can't be like just you go through something for one day. I'm depressed. No, that's not it.
Okay.
If you go through something and that feeling carries on for a very long time, like okay lah, let's say 3 months and above,
then you
or
depressed.
6 months or above, yes, then
I see.
Okay
then
lah.
low appetite, just generally lose all sense of feeling towards what you used to do or what you like to do. So those are all the common markers of depression. All those symptoms are all on Google, but people keep using depression without actually seeing the actual symptom.
Yep. I understand.
So when I get clients who come in and say I'm depressed, I'm like, no. Tell me first, and then I'll decide.
I think that's a really good explanation. At least now I know, okay, if 3 months, if I still feel down, maybe I'm depressed about something.
The main thing y'all should look at it, look for what is mood swings.
Mood swing?
swings, like you just say now, you yourself know about yourself, like how you are as a person on a normal day. Then suddenly you realize that you're having this mood swing. Suddenly you're okay. Suddenly you just go to extreme like unhappiness or tired or sad, frustrated. Mood swings are from one extreme to another extreme in seconds. Then from that sadness, you have a full another mood swings.
And this is for no particular reason.
Yeah. So mood swings are
That
the
is-
markers to know that there is some changes in you.
That is considered you're already coming close to bipolar actually.
But that could be just frustrated. Frustration.
Frustration, you see, things, moods in general. Normal self,
It's a massive switch.
you don't do a massive switch like A to Z in an instant for a normal human. Just say, now I'm happy talking.
Especially the 0 to 100. The 0 to 100 actually plays a... That's actually a good analogy for this. Like
Yep.
0 to 100 in less than a second.
Your car, there's
Oh,
kilometers.
Right.
So mood swings in a normal way. It happens to every human. You can be happy now, and suddenly you down the road you'll be sad a bit, but it doesn't happen in a second.
And it
What
doesn't
see
happen
now,
all the
you
time.
guys are not understanding it because you guys may have never experienced that level of mood swing. So it's hard to gauge. But when you have happening, then you will know it yourself.
From you guys' experience, do you feel symptoms of challenges in mental health, depression, anything of that sort is hereditary in any kind?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
to a
you
certain extent.
you
To a
do see it
certain
in parents and their children having
okay,
it.
the genetic component is a very small percentage.
Okay.
But it does play a role. Like, let's say if a grandparent has bipolar,
Yeah.
chances are the kid or the grandkid might develop bipolar.
Right.
Might. So there's a very small chance there. But the rest of it actually goes into your environment, your social circle,
Okay.
your upbringing. So those are the major core factors that actually play a role when it comes to developing mental illnesses or when it comes to mental health issues.
Understand.
Talking about developing, right? So let's say if we as a parent, we are raising our kids right now, and we don't want our kids to potentially have maybe weak mental health that will eventually lead them to go when they are adult, then they're like, oh, I'm stressed and everything. What as parents can we do to make sure our kid will grow up so that their mental states are fortified?
Emotional safety, upbringing.
Emotional safety, that's a new term today, man. What's that, bro?
Okay. When growing up, we think that the most important thing is providing education, providing finance, basically covering the bases.
Yep.
I'm not sure if you guys have seen the Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Of course. Now
Okay.
Wi-Fi is at the toppers.
Why? I didn't understand that part. I was like, why is Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi is the toppers.
True. Okay. So the basics there is food, shelter, and
Clothing, I think.
food, shelter,
Ice
security. Yeah, correct. Food, shelter, security. And then the second level is
I don't know. It's basically your
Pleasure?
wants lah. It's your
Pleasure?
wants lah.
it's
Yeah.
basically your needs and wants. So I think the needs are the first two, and then
Oh,
the
okay.
next three is like
Pleasure.
Nice to
Not
have
to say
lah. Cherry on top lah.
last.
Not to say nice to have. It's
nice.
part of it. It's supposed to be a part of it. Part of the human being upbringing. You know that whole thing lah.
Right.
Okay. So a lot of times we keep forgetting the emotional safety part.
And that's at level 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's at level 3. Okay, so emotional safety is basically, besides whatever you've already covered on the base, emotional safety meaning being there for your kid when they're going through something.
I don't know about that, bro. My mom, like when I broke my arm, my mom was there with me, but she was slapping me when I broke my arm.
Correct.
Bro.
So that's what I mean.
Oh shit! So she was with me.
That's why you know
see-
depression, bro.
That's why I know depression.
Do you see the
Safety needs, loving. Is it
Okay,
loving?
love and belonging.
So I had love and belonging. It's just tough love, lah.
Correct. So
She slapped the depression out of you, bro.
Bro, she slapped depression on me.
so you see the first one.
Gone.
So you see the first one is physiological, second is safety, love and belonging. So to reach that the last 3 at the top there, usually people find it very difficult to actually reach that 3.
Okay. So like right now, in my understanding, I'm looking at this, right? Psychology, social safety, I would say my parents provided that to me.
Yeah,
Then
that is the base.
Base. Then we got love and belonging. So in my understanding, when something happened to me, my mom's always there. Whether or not she beat the hell out of me, I don't know, it's a
Okay,
different story.
correct,
I mean, if you're raised in an Indian household, you probably get beating. If you're in a household, you probably get different stuff. Okay, that esteem comes from me understanding my own self.
Correct.
Okay.
But where does that come
Where
from?
does that come from? From my love and belonging.
correct.
All right. And then after I got self-esteem, then I'm like, I'll probably like, I'm the best. Which is self-actualization lah. So if your love and belonging fail, is Joel lah.
God. So usually a lot of people fail at the third part.
Did I give a pretty good analysis right there?
I'm not sure if the top means I'm the best.
I think it's an understandable layman way of saying it lah.
How you say safety and emotional, like how do I put it?
Okay. So you cover all the bases. Okay.
Why is this
But-
so good? This
So you cover all the bases thinking that is enough. That is the only thing you need right now to find your way to 1, 2, 3. But the thing is that love and belonging should also come from the same place.
spicy,
Right.
bro. Spicy. Because
Have
now
you all watched this movie called Animal?
animals.
Ranbir Kapoor.
No, bro. I know animals. I know Martin Gattrick's Animal lah. But
Okay, there's a movie recently came out last year, I think. Right?
what movie is it?
Hindi.
Oh, sorry lah, bro.
Okay.
Nama cello ni I know lah.
he from a rich family, he had the both physiological safety was there. Father's rich, but he always wanted the love of his father.
Oh, god damn. Bro, this is a good movie, bro.
You
It's good
remember
movie.
now?
I know. I saw the poster. I know. Yeah. Must watch. I didn't want to watch this. My friend recommended it to me. I'm like, what is
Okay, so this movie is a very good of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Father is rich, but father is always It's only not this movie. I think majority of what kids nowadays are feeling, where our parents, maybe one of them is devoted to the family, one is devoted to work, but nowadays both
both are work.
like you
Which
said, the
I feel is a
feminism,
problem.
both needs to work. So kids are left out the third part, love and belonging. So that movie shows that he needed his father's love very much, father's acknowledgement very much.
So the thing is, he will do everything for the father.
In the name of the father, he'll go all out killing people. He'll bomb, shoot everything out in the name of
I love
Papa
my father.
loves me. Papa loves me. I love Papa. From love, that he went to esteem, where self-esteem and respect. He started getting that because of what he's doing, trying to get love from his father. People started giving him the respect because he's full of
But he never got the
violence.
validation from
He
his
never
father.
got the validation from the father. Hated that side of him.
And then
But he will still go all out to still get. He went self-actualization when he actualized, when he found that part, when he came to the top,
He was like,
nothing already.
there's nothing that he
Because
can
his
do.
wife doesn't want him. His mother is upset with him. His dad,
disown him.
they didn't really
Not
disown him.
disown
The
him.
dad
They were-
didn't respect
he's
him
just-
for what he's doing.
He was just always the dad was just always disappointed because he's always taking the most extreme route to do something. But the core idea was he was doing all of this to satisfy and make the father happy.
Did he even ask his dad? Dad.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
seeking
there's
approval.
one part in the movie where his sister will get bullied in school.
It's Joel lah.
And it's his elder sister. What he'll do, he'll take a gun and go to the college and he'll shoot on the floor. And that college is owned by his dad.
How is that gonna
So-
get that,
so-
bro?
That was not about dad's approval.
Oh.
Okay, so what he does, he'll go and shoot.
He feels
the-
like
on
he's
the
the
road.
protector.
So he
Ah,
will
okay.
whack the guy and all. Come back, the dad will start shouting at him, "How dare you take gun to the school?" All the basic family bullshit. Then he said, "Oh, you as a father, you didn't protect what I as a brother I had to do." So he
What
felt
were
like
you
he
doing?
had to be the father's role to the sister.
I mean, in a way, it's not wrong.
Yeah, but what?
But
he
taking
did
a
was
gun
wrong.
is wrong, lah.
But
Yeah.
that's-
The method was wrong.
So that
but
is where
the
the
idea.
esteem, the self-esteem, where he felt that because the father is so rich, he can get away with anything. It plays interrelates to things. So when you messed up at the love and belonging, everything else gets messed up.
Wow, bro, I would say now you're telling this, right? I'm actually quite scared for kids nowadays. Like parents nowadays are outsourcing their love and belonging to other third parties. I'm not even sure what's called outsourcing. What's
I
the
mean,
word?
it's essentially outsourcing.
Outsourcing
It's
lah, you know.
essentially it lah. Yeah.
A lot.
You see, now parents are so focused on minting money.
Yeah.
Then you go and question them, why? Oh, if I have money, my kids will be safe, my kids will have education. But that is not a formula or a recipe for it. Because
It
we
needs to
have
be
the other
balanced
side
out.
where parents who are not earning well, kids are still getting educated. But they don't understand that first 16 years of a kid's life, parents have to be involved.
Yep.
No point coming at the age of 25, 30 and say, oh, I can help you.
Mm.
Because like what he said just now about how kids trauma plays a very important role in a person's mental health as they grow. Childhood trauma, 100% case, 90% is childhood trauma. Childhood trauma brings out the most, remember you asked whether it's hereditary and all. Yeah, there is. I'm not going to deny. But childhood trauma is where unlocks your mental health issue when you grow up.
If they don't solve their child trauma, it's done.
Not
You're
about
adult.
solving. If
You don't
you
talk
don't
about it. or
resolve.
whatever
if you don't keep childhood trauma at the lowest, I'm not going to say there's no trauma. A kid getting whacked from the parents might cause some trauma, but it's not a big trauma. Like until today, I can remember how my dad whacked me. But that doesn't
Right.
cause me a mental health issue, but kept me grounded, knowing that okay, if I do this, my dad is going to give me this punishment.
I think more than physical abuse, okay, you see scars and all that,
Intense,
but over time it goes,
Yep.
But it's more of the emotional and the verbal abuse.
There's a saying.
Right.
There's a saying that I believe words are sharper than knife.
Yeah.
sometime lah.
Where
yeah.
words can leave a longer lasting impact in your head rather than getting a rotan
sure.
in your leg.
For sure.
Rotan in the leg, maybe today, tomorrow you cry.
And then
Right?
done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Kids will move on to still get rotan more after that. But words
Correct,
that you throw at your kids will last in their mind.
Mm.
Because you have to understand your mind has the conscious and subconscious. The conscious is your daily. What you're doing.
This is very
But your subconscious stores everything from the day you're born.
Yep.
Without you knowing. That's how things that you do, you react. It's from your subconscious. It's not your conscious mind that is telling you to do things. It's your subconscious mind that is pushing you to do things. So childhood trauma will be the major issue in the mental health world.
Mm.
People who have mental health issue, childhood trauma plays a very big role. If some people might not have childhood trauma, they might have other trauma, but majority carries childhood trauma.
Got
I'm
it.
going to agree with you lah. I have to say lah. Like when I
Yeah.
was a young kid, right, where everything I do, right, and I go back home in the evening or in the afternoon, depending on my morning school, afternoon school, I always go through my mom and dad, and they're always there for me to scold me or to correct me or whatsoever. Maybe that's why mental strength there is strong because of the love and belonging, I would say.
Yeah, I
Okay.
wouldn't disagree.
And what do you call that? The emotional part, right? Okay. When those words are thrown out to you, right? You subconsciously play it back in your head. And I'm going to quote back what you said about that Rambo, you know that?
World in sunshine and rainbow.
Correct. So just imagine that playing in
my
your head 1,000,000 times and that becomes your
Mantra.
mantra. You're not good enough. You'll never amount to whatever that you said you're going to be, blah, blah, blah. You know, all this stuff, it doesn't have to come from you. It can also come from other sources, mainly your parents. Okay, so when they have already said something like that, whether they meant it or not is secondary. But you think of it as, oh, they said it. Okay,
It's ingrained.
It's probably true. And then every choice, every decision, basically everything that comes after that will go back to those words.
Yeah, but it's a shame, right? Don't you think? Like
Yeah,
when
it comes to shame and guilt.
No, I mean it's a shame that like sometimes parents are human too, and then they say things out of anger or out of emotion.
Correct.
Then the kids like latch on to that for
Yeah.
a long time.
And I
it
guess
shapes
it's
them.
up
You
to the
see,
parents to correct that. lah.
you see, like what he said, it's correct. When you
Yeah.
out of anger, you say it.
Yeah,
You know you said it, but some parents they don't correct it.
they
after that.
don't. They don't. Ego.
Yeah.
Asian parents also
Oh.
very
So,
difficult. I
so
feel.
when you make a
generally
mistake
speaking.
and you go down and tell your kids, okay, I'm sorry for what I've said, I don't mean it. It will register the kid's mind that my parents is sorry for what they say. They don't mean it.
Oh, that's true. That's
It
true.
will stick. But if you just let it like, oh, I'm not gonna say sorry to my kid. What he said, he said.
Why do
Shit,
I need
man.
to why do I need to drop down and stoop?
Yeah.
Because you're just a kid, what?
Yeah.
I tell you something, you just listen lah.
Yeah. They have this like I'm an adult.
I'm an adult. I know what I'm doing. You just follow what I tell you to do.
Yeah.
I think, but there's sometimes also like parents, like for example, quoting my mom, she never says sorry to me. Whenever I know she does messed up, but I know how she says sorry in another way.
She made you coffee.
All right.
You see, like
So like when me and my mom argue, like even when we are kids, like sometimes I know she's wrong, but I will like for me, I'm a very hot-headed person. If I know I'm right, I'll fight for it. Pum, 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 then my mother upset. Then she would throw some words or whatsoever. Then I'm like, oh god damn. I'm not throwing me some high words. Yeah, rebel lah. Like, you know, and shit. And then the next day she make me a cup of coffee. I'm like, yes, right. She said sorry. Then I'm like, then our relationship go back to normal.
But it's so difficult because you know you went through that phase of your childhood
So
to
we know
understand.
already.
Yeah,
Correct.
but
So it's
sometimes
that
people don't.
understanding that what you guys trying to say is that understanding between relationship. Once you unlock that, it's already inbred subconsciously. Then you know lah, you know. Because I feel like parents very hard
see,
to say sorry.
what you're sharing with us is your subconscious memory.
Yeah.
It's there like how your mother will give you a drink to get things better. It's in your subconscious. It's thought that has a memory.
Parenting, guys. Parenting.
So like you see, like my mom, she has never thrown words at me. That was not her way of scolding. She have rotan.
Throw sambrani.
Rotan is her way.
rotan.
But she never throw words. Then my dad, he'll throw words and he will rotan.
Oh shit!
Go there.
So, but but that happens and then the next day he's back to his normal self and does normal. And that's how my understanding of forgiveness with him, where he doesn't carry, because 99% of why he threw word or anger
Must have done something.
is because I've done something wrong. I know it myself that I have screwed up the situation. I deserve it. So when I know I deserve it, I don't carry any ill feeling in me. Okay, I know I screwed
Are you
up.
the oldest, bro?
Eldest? Yeah.
I see.
Bro, eldest, I confirm that you have to pick up on this shit, bro. Confirm. Are you the eldest? Yes. Yeah, dude. You eldest child, you're observing, you're like, why did they do that? Actually, because I've been punished for crimes before as a kid.
Crime.
For example,
Crime is a
What
strong
crime?
word.
like the crime is you cannot play football in the house. But I go play football in the
This
house.
guy is that?
Right.
Bro.
But then it's like, that's a bigger crime than, let's say, not filing your maths homework properly.
Okay.
Then how come I get rotan for the maths homework but not rotan for breaking the vase after playing football in the house? So you start to like weigh it out, right? Obviously breaking like 100 ringgit vase is like, wow, dude, you confirm scared.
Correct.
Confirm. As a kid, like, oh my God.
How do I hide this?
But when you don't file paper, it's like, lazy lah. Then your mom like, why didn't you file paper? Kena whack. Then you're like, how come? So I think eldest children, you kind of wait. Then you're like,
Correct. You observe and see what is it.
yeah.
I think if your dad stand up and scolds you, you know you done messed up. Like end of story.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
dad will never stand up and come.
My dad will never scold without.
Unless you know you messed up.
So if I rotan, I know I'm wrong. Like, I take it, I accept it.
I take it.
I wouldn't even run around. I won't do anything. Just okay.
Bro, I
it's
don't
my
dare to
fault.
run, bro. If I
one
run,
by one.
it's
Settle, whack,
it-
and he'll be fine next day. I'm okay next day. I don't carry any ear. But like I said, I've seen parents. Okay, they don't rotan the kids, but they throw words because they don't believe in touching the kids or whacking
Yeah.
the kids. But they don't understand the words is more sharper than the rotan.
yeah.
I've seen like words that suppose a kid not to know thrown around.
Is that can you give an example?
Not online.
Not
online,
but it's
But
bad lah.
Are there a lot of your clients that do come in that are parents who understand this and they're like, I really want to overcome this?
I see.
No, right?
No, they don't know until we sit and tell them that this what you're doing is going to impact maybe another 5 years of your kids' development.
Actually, I actually went. I'm not sure if you guys watched this episode of Red Flags.
What is red flags,
I
bro?
think
Can you
it's
pull
the
it up?
Netflix
Is it a Netflix show? Or?
Show, is it?
No, it's on Instagram.
Okay.
I don't know whether Ming Yu.
The Ming Thing podcast?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So they have a special segment in their podcast called Red Flags.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I saw the episode one time. What's a
Okay.
red flag or something? Then you
Correct. So people send in their Reddit posts and they actually
I see.
Mingyu actually talks about it. So there was this one that I saw about parental expectations and all. So this kid actually
Oh, you're allowed to say. Are you?
can lah. It's in social media.
it's already there.
It's already out. Okay.
What do you call that?
Did he do something wrong in school?
No, he didn't do anything wrong in school. There was one part where he had to pay for him to stay in the house, he had to pay electricity bill.
He's a kid.
And he was 13 years old at that point.
The mom's charging him electricity rent lah, essentially.
So
Yeah.
Fantastic.
What was he doing? How's the kid earn the money to?
No,
from the mum
he
lah.
started a small business apparently. So every time he uses the electricity bill more than 3 hours at night, he has to pay 5 ringgit or something like that per hour.
Wow.
So Mingyu was like, you stay in a cyber cafe or what?
Good
I'm
business lah. Teaching the kid business. Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
I mean, but what's the goal of the parents doing that? Is it to limit their electricity usage? Or
independence.
Independence. I mean,
I think that is
I mean, at
more
13, trying.
Quite hardcore, your
a
parents.
bit old is Form 1. But
Yeah.
Form 1 is where you gain the mental capacity of thinking and everything.
I
you
really
know?
didn't get my mental capacity for one.
I was still playing basketball behind
I
my
was
school
still playing
courts.
Pokemon card, what are you talking about?
Yeah, bro.
Correct.
But I think
No, but in a way, I think it's good. Like our parents are things like this are good in a see. She's not charging him 50 or 100. It's 5 ringgit.
Probably the
And
$5 the mom
also limits him like okay, he knows a day he used 3 hours for his business. Some you see if you don't put all these small distinction, kids are going to go like I say, at
beyond
14
control.
years old, kids want to become social media influencer. At 13, if you see his business is booming so well, he's going to lose interest in school.
I see.
There is the play in there. Like, okay, maybe I limit you 3
Ah.
hours a day. You do whatever for your business. If you go more, you start paying 5 ringgit or whatever. So the kid doesn't want to pay. He's not going to pay. So he's going to limit. Okay, maybe 3 hours a day is free. I'm going to maximize my 3 hours. And I'm back to doing my school stuff. In a way, you do psychological conditioning to the kid.
At first, it might sound a bit absurd, but now that you think about it, it's actually pretty decent. 'Cause
Not
last
gonna
time-
lie, if I was a kid, I'll be feeling really upset. I'll be like, you
But
serious?
I've seen
And then
story.
I'll be
the
really upset.
continuation of that is once he graduated, he has to spend most of his income on his parents' shopping and their
Don't
travel
relax lah.
allowance and all. So he basically has no savings lah. He has 0 savings. And this guy is like everything also the parents say he must do. And because okay, so these were the words that was in that podcast. I brought you into this world.
Oh shit.
You are dependent. I mean,
You're dependent to
because
some extent.
because of us, you are here.
Uh-huh.
So you have to do whatever we tell you to do.
Not the other way
There's
around.
no right or wrong.
That's sad.
So whatever we say is right, and whatever you say is definitely wrong lah.
The guy is a prisoner, lah, basically.
Fictional character.
At the end of the episode, I think Mingyu said, "I feel like your parents were prison wardens."
Yeah, I see. I would akin that to prisoner, lah.
So the only way he got out of that is actually through his girlfriend.
Okay.
His girlfriend actually made him move out, stay with him, and the girlfriend actually helped save money for both of them to actually
Shit.
get out of the country.
That's a keeper, man. She's a
to
keeper,
get
bro.
out of the country.
This girl's a keeper, bro.
Yeah.
And then the parents got one
Pissed
of the
off.
parents had cancer and the other
Oh.
one had diabetes or something. So
What?
this fella dropped the whole plan of moving, and he actually moved back with the parents, and the girl broke up.
Bro, I think the parents got a real dose of karma and then he's like, hey, I want back in. What, dude, oh my god.
So the girl is like already moved away to a different country, and this dude is still here lah. with the parents.
I
But
don't even
it's
know.
very
Mixed
difficult, bro.
feelings lah, mixed feelings.
I was talking about like generational changes when it comes to like how our parents were brought up and the parents before that and the parents before that. And if you really look at it, right, like technically we are in this generation where we have a lot of information coming in, like phones and shit like that, right? And if you look at our grandparents, I think we're more or less the same age, 90s kids, more or less, lah, right?
92.
Okay, we're all
almost the
we're
same
all
age,
92,
bro.
bro.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, if I'm gonna assume your parents were born in the 50s, 60s ish, right? And then your grandparents are in the 20s, 30s, maybe 30s, 40s, lah. Okay, so if you think about it, right? They came here from India / China / wherever, and they had that scarcity mindset. So I'm willing to wager also your grandparents has this like, hoarding mentality. They need to hoard food. They need to hoard stuff. They don't know and all that. Do they have that?
I was very lucky.
Ah,
I was
oh.
very, very lucky. My grandfather didn't believe in all that.
Okay.
And no hoarding.
No hoarding?
No, actually no.
Did your grandma have like 2 fridges?
No.
Okay,
I think
so
it's a Chinese thing lah.
is it a Chinese thing?
Yeah, because 3 Indian years saying no means
I have a couple of friends that have Indian
The
grandparents
year
that do the same.
I was born. My grandparents moved in with my parents.
I see. So they had the
So-
control lah.
Yeah, so but they never until today, 32 years, there's still one fridge. in the
Bro, the
house.
only hoarding
Wow.
Yeah.
that happens at an Asian household is plastic
Newspaper.
bags.
Yeah.
And
No lah,
that's
a lot
all
lah,
you
a lot
hoard.
lah.
You fall into a
Fold,
triangle
fold,
and then
and keep to use it. But I think that's good because in the end,
Yeah
it's
lah.
still used for
used.
something.
But-
Or you get the ice cream containers in the freezer.
Hey,
I don't know lah.
You thought it's actually open chicken?
You can comment below lah. Okay, you just let me know if your grandparents do that because I know a lot, and it's not a Chinese Indian thing. I think it's a grandparents thing.
Like my grandparents, I didn't have the issue, but I know few of my uncles or aunties. Have
they
that. So,
sort
but
of-
my grandparents didn't have, my parents didn't have, but I've known other people in the
Could
family.
be
Yeah. So
Other country that maybe they had rationing or something, so they have to just hoard.
war, there's war and everything.
Yeah.
So if you really look at it,
Godzilla.
it trickled down, right? And then our parents went like, this hoarding thing is not necessary. And then it came to us. So a lot of issues that were
It's
Passed down.
transgenerational trauma. Actually.
yeah.
You see, that is okay. That is one thing. Like we have that thing, but in mental health, we do have that too. So later, you guys can check out our website. There's this thing called systematic stroke family constellation.
Okay.
So it's not the normal conventional therapy or counseling you have. It's a very different way. It works with your root issue,
Okay.
generational issues. Like some issues that your kids facing or you facing is not supposed to be maybe from you. It's passed down from your ancestors.
Yeah.
And you're going through it now.
Yeah.
So with this therapy, it helps you to unlock your root issue and work with it. So I give example like counseling, like he does counseling maybe every week you come for a session or a week once.
Yeah.
Like this, one time you come, for the next 3 weeks to 4 weeks, you don't have to come back. The 3 to 4 weeks after the first session is where you work with yourself, with your root issues. And per session is not 1 hour, it can go up to 3 hours, one session.
Oh, shoot. It's a
So
long time.
it's a whole different type of therapy. So that's another thing with next chapter where I decided with him that we're not going to do the normal counseling
Conventional.
only because what I did, we did a year research to find out what other centers. So he had experience. He came up from the first counseling clinic in Malaysia.
Oh,
It's called the
shoot.
Mind Faculty. So he and his mom and all was involved and they set up the place and he came from there. He started his first job there.
Oh.
So he had a lot of experience in different places like Mind Faculty.
That
Solace.
was like a more private outpatient setup, but before that, I was with this inpatient psychiatric rehabilitation facility. So they have patients there every time, every day, whatever time you go, they are all there. So they stay there. So these
Like
are
a
people-
psychiatric ward.
It's
center.
not really a ward, it's more of a rehabilitation facility. Ward is different. Ward, you just stay there
You
for
psycho
like,
already.
Yeah, bro. That's like
yeah,
literally Tanjong Rambutan type thing, right?
Yeah.
Tanjong Rambutan
Guantanamo
in a
Bay.
more private way.
Yeah, but
Private setting
Yeah.
and more expensive with a lot of stuff to do. Because in a psychiatric ward, you just stay there, you
Straight
take medicine,
jacket.
you sleep,
I see.
you eat. That's it.
yeah.
But in the place that
Rehab
I was
center.
in, you have a lot of activities. There's a lot of things going on.
It's
there.
like a rehab center
Correct.
type of
But
thing.
it
Okay.
wasn't focused towards drugs or alcohol. It was focused towards psychiatric issues. So basically trying to get these people to rehabilitate to come back to society. So
That's
I
where
was
he
in a
started
place,
there.
I started there first while I was actually doing my bachelor's degree.
Oh, you were concurrent,
Yeah, so
Wow.
I was actually learning stuff in college and then coming to that facility to see it firsthand. So whatever I read in the book about schizophrenia and seeing it live
Different
is
story,
two
yeah?
different things.
Yeah.
I guess books and experience are differences now.
Definitely.
It's two different versions that you see.
But
So
I'm gathering, right, based on this conversation, right, like for those who are watching, who are upcoming parents, right, it's really important that we have this love and belongings to our kids.
Yeah.
So that in the future they'll be like, pretty stable, because I'm seeing a lot
and
of unstableness going on.
I'm sure you guys have heard of this anxious avoidant, fearful avoidant,
Can you elaborate?
attachment styles.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, like based on your upbringing,
Uh-huh.
you have a different there's 4 attachment styles. So there's one is secure, disorganized, anxious avoidant, fearful avoidant. So that's 4.
Okay.
So you can actually do the test. It's actually online and it's free.
What's the test called
Can you
again? Sorry.
test me now?
No, it's a
Attachment-
Online test, is it?
It's called attachment styles.
secure, anxious, avoidant, disorganized.
Okay, so you just
Push
type
up.
attachment style quiz.
Oh, attachment
Let's do it
style.
now lah.
No lah,
Live,
hey.
bro. Could be a
Is it
five
fast?
question only.
Yeah, it's I think about less than 5 minutes.
Later MBTI, bro. Damn long lah MBTI.
EMT.
Not MBTI. This is not MBTI.
Yeah, but it's like later it's long, you know.
Go to all, bro.
Oh, let's do the quiz lah. Fast.
Yeah, that's the one.
Let's click it lah. Let's do live therapy session going on right here. That's
Okay,
it.
start the
Who
quiz.
wants to do
So
it?
who want to do first?
I want to do it.
Okay.
I got a lot of like issues in my life.
Okay,
maybe.
John, go.
Yeah.
Accept all cookies.
Okay,
There goes
start
our
quiz.
information.
All right. So for people who are listening, so the first question is, what is your current situation? I'm single. I'm in a relationship. I'm married. Okay. Okay. 31 to 40. Yeah. Gender man. Do you have children? No. Okay. Continue.
John, you pass.
I pass. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Encouragement. Okay, so encouragement. Encouraged exploration and discovery helped me find and express my natural interest in that. Yeah, 6. Let's go. Okay. Were physically around. Do these mean my parents?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
The
Okay,
way
can you
they
just
need
go
to
back up?
structure their question better.
Yeah, bro. They
Go all
should-
the way up, bro.
Sorry, can you scroll back up?
Blondie, go up.
Encouraged exploration.
Then you read up there. Consider
Okay.
your
How
early
do you
childhood
perceive-
from your
Oh, we didn't read the thing. Sorry.
Sorry. So early childhood mother caregiver 1. How do you perceive the following conditions were met by your mother
Basically,
or
mother
caregiver?
or nanny lah.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
for the
ma,
following
no,
consider your childhood experience. So encouraged exploration, I think I would go back to 4 maybe. Yeah, they don't really encourage. We're physically around. Maybe my mate took care of me lah.
Alright, so 0.
It's technically right, or is she a caregiver?
Is she a caregiver? Do you consider your maid as your caregiver?
I think so lah. Let's go 6. Let's go 6.
Wait, what?
Yeah, my kaka was there around, man. Give me
Where's
things
your
I
mum?
wanted: toys, bicycles, certain clothes. Let's keep at 4. Kept me safe from danger. I felt safe when I was them. Yeah, 4.
I felt dangerous when I was with John.
Basic needs provided me with sufficient. Yeah, 6. Or very frequently lah. Very frequently. All the way. Yep. So, wait, what?
Wait, go back down, go back
Or
down.
did it auto go up?
No, this one you already.
No, just keep going, keep going, keep going. Support for activities took me to give it a 2.
You didn't do any sports?
I did, but by myself lah. They didn't encourage it lah, right? Was emotionally in tune with now 2. Why does this keep scrolling up? Expressed delight, took genuine interest in me, expressed delight in who I was, and I felt very special and valued. Oh wait,
No.
soothing and reassurance. Calmed and soothed me effectively when very rarely. All the way left.
Feel like-
All the way left.
Yeah. Why does this keep
why it
scrolling
going
up? I don't know, man. It's his PC lah. China PC, bro.
They don't- No, maybe because you miss something. They
Oh.
think that you never touch means
I guess maybe.
yes.
So express delight 2 lah maybe. Sometimes like actually very rarely lah. Very rarely lah, bro.
Oh my lord, guy! I think you need to go meet Nikesh next week, lah. Look at it, it's going
Father, attunement, emotionally, very rarely. All the way left. Okay, material things, gave me things, 4 lah, I guess, yeah.
Oh,
Soothing and reassurance, calm and soothing, very rarely. Encouragement, very rarely. Present, maybe 3. He was around. Protection, 4. Express delight, very rarely. Support for activities.
Does he take you for any sports or bring you
Not
to
really lah.
friend's
He's
house?
tell me go to figure it out. 2, very rarely. Basic needs. Oh yeah, very frequently.
see you next week, huh?
I mean, I'm answering like
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is lah.
Alright.
Okay, so relationship structure. Wow, it's
Mother.
quite long lah, bro. We're only 43%, you know.
Never mind, lah. We already committed. Let's go.
Okay, I'm afraid
This
this
your
parent
mother,
might abandon
this
me.
is your
Neutral.
We already committed.
I worried this person will care.
This is your mother, bro.
Yeah, I know. But my mom is a businesswoman, bro. So like, I respect the
No,
hustle
what I
and
meant
everything,
was
right?
this is not your nanny. I mean, this is for mom part.
Yeah.
But one of the questions he said nanny was there.
That's the first part.
That's the first part.
okay.
So I worry that this person won't care about me as much as I care. Neutral lah. Okay, I prefer to show not to show neutral.
be interesting, lah.
I usually discuss my problems and
Strongly disagree.
disagree, not strongly. When needed lah. I find it easy to depend on this person. Yeah, I slightly agree. Actually, no, neutral lah, bro. Go neutral.
Drew laughing.
I take it back. It was a big change. I don't feel comfortable opening up to this person. Slightly agree. I talk things over. Slightly agree. I often worry that this person doesn't really get neutral. It helps to turn this to in times of need. Slightly agree. Actually, agree lah, bro. Agree. Yeah. Okay, continue. Let's go.
Right.
I don't feel comfortable opening. This is my dad, right? Agree. It helps to turn to this person in times of need. Agree. I often worry this person doesn't neutral. I find it easy to depend on agree. I worry that this person won't carry neutral. I disagree. I prefer not to show this person how I feel deep down. Agree. I usually discuss my problems. I disagree. Disagree. Okay. I'm afraid that this person went neutral.
Whoa.
Continue.
Cigarette.
I quit already. 2 months already.
One more to go.
This is my wife lah, I'm assuming.
Structure romantic partner.
I
Yeah.
find it easily agree. Strongly agree. Strongly agree. I often worry that this person doesn't really care. Strongly disagree. Jen, I think, cares a lot more than I care about myself. I worry that this person won't care about me. Strongly disagree lah. I think she cares more about me than herself sometimes. I'm afraid that this strongly disagree. I prefer not to show this person how I feel deep down.
Strongly agree.
I prefer not to show.
So
I disagree lah. I show everything lah. Actually, strongly disagree lah. I show her too much lah. I usually discuss. Strongly agree. Then the last one, I talk things over. This was strongly agree. Continue.
How long you married?
Bro, I've been married for only a year, but like I've been with her for almost 2016, so 8 years. Yeah, I usually discuss. Wait, so this is general.
General attachment style. So it's a general.
So I usually discuss. Slightly agree. I talk things. Yeah, strongly agree. I'm afraid that other people may me. Disagree. I don't feel comfortable opening up. Strongly disagree. I open it up to everybody except my parents. Actually, it helps me to turn to people. Agree.
I feel like I'm learning a lot right now.
I find it easy to depend on others. Neutral. I worry that others won't care about me. Neutral. I often worry that people don't really care about me. I strongly disagree. I don't worry at all, actually. I prefer not to show. I show a lot lah, bro. I prefer not to show. Disagree lah. Sometimes I like, fucking passive lah. Passive aggressive. That's my style.
Okay, let's see.
Bro, now I have to fucking
Your
sign
general
up. Hey,
attachment is
fuck
secure.
off,
Secure.
mate.
Secure. You got it
Ciao
secure.
lah, bro. Can you just not show my email? And then like key in from you know my email, right?
It's okay, it's okay. You can just now you just type secure attachment style. Then you get the whole
Hey, where is it? Did you just fuck up, bro? You went back,
Chill, relax. Very aggressive suddenly. You got mood swing. Is this mood
No,
swing?
no, no.
No,
You don't have to do the key now. You can just go to Google again
Okay.
and you just type secure attachment
So
style and
based on
see what you
your
get.
answers,
Huh? You could do that? Shit, I'm learning something today.
so based on your answers just now, right? Will you show that video to your parents?
What?
The
Doesn't
answers you
matter.
say?
Doesn't matter.
You're okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know about that.
I think they kind of know also lah. I mean, if they don't know that at this point, like, wow. Why do you feel like you would be offended if you were my
No,
parent?
some people will be. I'm just asking how your own way will you be open to your parents?
I think Andrew knows this as well. Like my whole life, I'm quite upfront with how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just whether you want to listen or don't want to listen, or whether you choose to care or not to care at this point. So I just kind of figure it out lah. I
Oh,
feel
these
like,
are journals, bro. Behind.
Oh, don't go journals.
you know,
There. They're very well mine.
maybe it's like an older sibling thing at this point. I just go like,
Yeah,
oh,
which one,
what
which
what
one?
to do?
The green one.
But how
yeah.
is your siblings with your parents? Are they totally different?
I
From how you
think I
are?
think my parents respect Andrew more than they respect me lah. I don't think my
you and
parents
Andrew a
respect.
sibling.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think my parents respect me as much lah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like a bad thing or a good thing lah. I feel like it is what it is lah. Sometimes it's just the nature of it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
There's the secure attachment style.
Wow, I'm really learning something today, weh.
Okay.
Eh?
So what?
There.
Children. So how do you know I'm secure attachment?
Just now they have, after your result.
Yeah.
Oh, they said that.
They said secure,
on
is
the
it?
left.
Secure.
Oh,
That was the answer.
That's
I thought they said your
Can we go back to
information
that?
is secured. You have
yeah.
to go
I thought your information was secure, bro.
Your page thing, that one. You have it or you close tab?
Secure.
Your general attention style is secure.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
a lot of people who come into therapy is usually fearful avoidant or anxious avoidant
So
or
I'm not.
disorganized.
So don't you pass?
It's not pass or fail, just to
Fail.
find
It's
out.
just
It
your
is what it
attachment
is
style
lah.
is
It
what
is what it is lah. No lah.
Because for him, I think other than his parents,
Because
he's
not near the mic.
other than his parents, he's attached with everyone else. He can speak to his friends.
Yeah. I can
His
tell my
wife.
friends anything. I can tell Jen
So
anything.
he looks secure.
Yeah.
Just only with his parents, he has a bit of detachment.
Yeah.
But rather than that, but he still can. He put there, but mother, I still can go and ask for help. Still, there is a
it's not completely
connection.
detached.
Yeah.
I just feel like certain things you can and certain things you cannot. And I think it's a symptom of like generational. I was going to get to that. So like, you see how my grandparents, my grandma's a hoarder lah, right? Full disclosure. But she's a product of World War II, bro.
Okay.
You know, it's like at that time, Japanese invaded, people dying, you know.
My grandfather nearly got angkut by the Japanese to
my-
go Japan to build a railroad.
Yeah.
Bro.
You know,
He was so lucky because that person in charge of the Japanese army who's supposed to collect people from this area was close to him to a certain extent. So that guy hid my
Lepas.
grandfather in the bush so that when the bosses come, they could not find him.
Yeah.
Because that guy knew that they are taking this batch of people to Japan to build a railroad. So
Guys came here with
good.
system.
I don't know whether you guys watch the podcast a lot, but like, you know, I'm a big fan of Japan,
okay,
right? So I love Japan a lot. But when you talk to your grandparents about Japan,
they hate Japan.
I think it's quite clear lah. So especially because like my wife's grandfather, they used to fill up his stomach with water and then stomp on his stomach for the water to come up. So imagine, right? Japanese would do that to you, and then your grandson or grand
Love Japan.
It's like, hey, anime girls to be.
Correct.
So I think going back to this whole secure / whatever personality type you are, I think like I don't think my parents also could confide in in my grandparents. It's a very weird thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember like even the topic of sex. So for example, like, you know, I lost my virginity at like 17, 18. And I think I was only like 20. A solid 3 years later, and my dad's like, you better wear protection. I'm like, that is a bit too late, man.
late.
The ship has sailed, man. Like it has made like 3 loops around the world.
Correct. Yeah, because topics like that were so
It's taboo.
Taboo.
Taboo topic.
But it was in the same category as mental health. Taboo.
Yeah.
And now it's a bit much better that sex is still taboo in our
I
community.
yeah.
Not many people can still come out and
Yeah.
talk. No,
Many
there is
things.
good progress. There
Yeah.
is good progress. But still, topics like why are we still not in the sex education thing?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Why is
even
not
shit?
implemented? Even in colleges,
Yeah.
we don't talk about high school lah. It's so government thing. We don't go there. But in high school also, there's not.
Tough.
We learn about what.
Chapter 4, biology.
No, I remember when I was doing Canadian Pre, I had to take selective Malaysian paper, moral
hell
or
is that?
something,
Pendidikan
and we
moral.
still needed to learn that thing in college. Like it's not
Ridiculous.
going to help. If your high school, your moral is not good, what is
You telling me you studied Pendidikan Moral
something?
in your college?
I remember.
Selective thing
Malaysian
they have to
studies,
take
I
Malaysian
think.
studies,
Malaysian
or
studies.
something,
What a waste of time.
Yeah.
which we have.
Oh wow.
Thanks.
We have learned kajian tempatan in our primary, then sejarah in secondary. Then you
like
come
sejarah
to college, they still want to teach you Malaysian studies. Like if you didn't learn here, you're not going to learn here. Like, even at that level, sex education is not being taught.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay lah. It's supposed to be taught younger, but
It's done right.
it's supposed to be taught in your primary or secondary school. It's not taught. But when it come to college, which we are supposed to be more exposed to things, there also they are not teaching it.
Not capable.
So and they talk, oh, we are so open, we are this generation, we are that generation, but colleges are still not carrying their part.
Is
like-
it because parents don't want them to learn?
No, it's
No, when you
it's
come
a
to
government
college, it's nothing already.
control.
College,
Yeah.
like, you can put that paper out there. What?
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong.
Actually-
it's nothing government related. What? It's your private institute. We are paying the money. We should able to give
Maybe
more
because
choices
the
of.
parents don't want their kids to
No,
learn
no.
about
It's
that.
definitely a
We
private
choose our
institution.
subjects for in
But
classes,
if,
college.
if it's so good and of course the college would love to make profit, why not introduce it?
It comes back to government because
Government
like
lah.
colleges, they have to submit their subjects to government
Approval.
to get approval.
You cannot teach like terrorism
Yeah.
101, ma.
Could be just because of like,
Correct.
No, it's
if
Malaysia,
sex
bro.
education's out there and you're in Malaysia, it's like tak halal.
You know what's
No,
even
no, it's not about halal. It's just that it's a taboo.
It's just taboo lah.
Like, do y'all feel also right talking about shit,
Shit.
like just literally like pooping?
Poop.
You know, when you were younger, for example, when you're in primary school, and then you say, "Teacher, I need to go toilet." Yo, smelly, that type of
your
thing.
friends will make fun.
Yeah,
of
and then when you go to
you.
high school, lagi you so damn scared to go
Yeah.
toilet, and so constipation becomes a thing.
Yeah.
And then when you go to college and you roll over, suddenly it's less taboo to talk about shit. You're like, bro, I gotta take a dump. You're like, oh crap, go faster, go, bro. That type of thing. So I think when I was in primary and secondary, I was like, maybe I was ahead of the curve. I'm like, teacher, I need to go take a shit.
Yeah, I was at the same thing.
we
If I had to
get
take a
depression?
shit, I had to
Oh,
take
I
a
had to
shit.
take a shit, man. And like when you bring up these topics, I feel like sex, shitting, all these little things that we find taboo,
It should
you
be out.
confirm cannot talk to your parents about
So
it.
it goes
Just
back,
going back to that.
It goes back to the hierarchy needs just now.
Yeah,
Your esteem, your self-esteem.
yeah.
So all the stuff that you don't talk about or you find it difficult to talk about with your caregivers or your parents or
I found it in a different outlet, lah.
correct.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
Of course, it will also reflect in other areas like school,
Yeah.
and so it your root kind of determines how things are going to shape later.
Yeah. But I think, not everybody goes through what I went through in some way. Everybody goes through their own different path.
Yeah.
Correct. Very true.
Right?
But
So
I actually agree to that everyone goes through different parts.
Yeah, you gotta talk to Mike, bro.
Different
route lah. You
different
just-
route, but
yeah.
Everyone do-
I still feel the fundamental foundation should be there for people to understand that these things are not wrong to be spoken about.
Oh,
Or
definitely.
these things not wrong
definitely.
to share about, because eventually these are things that are going to shape you
Yeah.
towards your future.
Yeah.
Whether it's sex, pooping, anything that is. I don't think there's anything should be taboo. Everything should be spoken out if it happens with humans, like whatever we do.
Yeah.
Because once it becomes taboo, it becomes like a secret and people start to hide about it. People have this issue, that
You
issue.
repress.
Yeah, you should be comfortable to speak with your parents or your friends or people comfortably and without being judged.
Do you see a trend of it getting better or worse? Because
It's getting better, definitely.
Slowly.
Slowly.
Compared to
Slowly.
us being in school and now I'm seeing the younger kids, it's getting better, but with proper guidelines or education, it's important. Because an example, I had my uncle's good friend had a son who's very close with me. This is about
your uncle's son.
my uncle's friend's son.
Okay. Your uncle's friend's son.
So he always comes to the house and I'll see him there. He's the only boy in the house. There's two girls.
Uh-huh.
So he always comes to me and tells me about his school. He was small, he was standard 2. He tells me then
Tells you what?
about his school boys, what they
Oh,
do, football. That's the normal. So one of the evenings, he came up to me. He was sitting there. We were talking. We had our dinner. We were just talking, watching TV. He used the F word.
Oh,
At
shit.
standard 2.
Fish.
Solid.
Then I called him and said, like, right, this word you should not be speaking now. I didn't say he cannot speak because I know eventually all of us spoke.
will come
now
there.
cannot say.
Yeah.
I like it.
Because that's what my father told me before.
Uh,
Where these languages you should not be speaking now. When you're
Yeah,
an
yeah.
adult, it's fine, but as a young kid you don't speak. So I gave the same advice to this boy. I said you should not be speaking this word
languages.
now.
Yeah.
But how did you learn about this? Like, so my friends in class, like what? Oh, they showed me a porn video and they were fucking. I just went blank for a good 30 seconds. I was like, okay,
You
what?
were
Then I asked, like,
You were not
I
trained
was
for
like,
that.
can you repeat what you just told me? Say, oh no, my friends standard 2, they're having phone in class and they're watching a porn. So that is the idea. Like,
Yeah.
he learned the word fucking from that. Like, I was like, oh, does your dad knows about it? I asked. He's like, no, don't tell that. My friend told me don't tell that. It's like, okay, so do you watch it every day? Say, yeah, the one boy brings phone and we watch it every day. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Then I brought him aside. I said, what you're watching is wrong at this age. You should not be watching all this.
Go watch Cocomelon.
Correct.
What in the?
So I say you can watch other stuff, cartoons and all.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This is not at the right age. You have not reached the right age. I'm telling you, if dad finds this out, you're going to be in big hot soup. And I say I'm not going to
One
tell
by
dad
one.
about it yet because you're going. Because eventually, you see, if I'm going to go and tell his father about this,
Gone. The guy won't trust you
He
already.
knows it's me definitely because no one else.
Yeah.
But I told him he needs to stop it and
Yeah.
he needs to find different ways. So after that, I told his dad that every day bring your son. I need to just see him for an hour for just to
Yeah.
educate him on things. So eventually, the dad did that.
Yeah.
The dad did that, and I started having my own sessions with him on what at this age what he's supposed to be doing, supposed not to be doing. Eventually, after a year,
I hate to say
he
this.
has cut off that friends.
Yeah.
Which he eventually realized was not good for him.
Nikesh, I hate to say this.
Yeah.
I am that boy at 8 years old, 9 years old who showed the other boys.
Boy, the porn.
No, not only that. I am that boy who teaches everybody to curse. Yeah. But I feel, so I'm not saying this is the right or the wrong thing, and people may judge me for saying this shit, okay? But like, I learned it because I was 7 when someone showed it to me. It was a friend also. And when I was 8, I was like, "Hey, you watch porn or not? It's damn hardcore, man." So at that time, I don't know whether you remember, internet is damn slow, right? All that, right? And then like,
Jarring,
you watch, you jarring, bro. You see JPEG also, take 1 hour to load, bro. Right? So at that time, right, when I was a kid, right, I was like, y'all don't know, man. The world is a crazy place, man. But obviously my perspective was, it's a crazy place. It's too hardcore for me. Right? But I'm like, that's fucking crazy. They're like, oh, what's that word? Fucking. And then everybody start cursing lah. But I find that, okay, so this is not like a my case is the proof that it's going to work. I found that a lot of the people in my generation, because we learned about porn, learned about cursing, and we got over it so quickly, bro. I think at 15, we're like, I realized actually porn is not that great.
Yeah.
Saying the word fucking is not that great also. You know what's great? It's still Pokemon cards.
Correct.
It's still Maple Story. So I still defaulted
Maple
back.
Story.
But we don't need to have that.
Bro.
You still can have a good time.
Yeah, but I think we learned it faster. That's the thing.
I mean,
Faster or slower doesn't really.
I mean, it's an experience where if you do things at the age where you're supposed not to do, and you come to an age where you're supposed to, you get bored because you start.
Yeah.
I went through personally where I
Go talk, my bro.
started clubbing, drinking at a very early age. I'm not gonna say. Okay. At the age of 23,
You got over it.
23, I was done clubbing. I
Yeah,
stopped
you
going
see?
club. I hated going club. I'll
You
be at
must
home.
have puked so much, lah.
He is my proof of. But I just hated it because I've done it over a good extensive too long, and
It's too much.
there's nothing else already for me. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen everything. I've done everything like drinking.
Yeah.
And there's nothing already. And the club that I used to love was MOS in Sunway.
Ministry of Sound. Look at this
Oh
guy.
my
This is a
God.
major throwback, bro. This is some
Yeah.
2010 shit, mate.
And because I don't smoke, I hate cigarettes. And that was the only club that they don't allow smoking inside
I
the
see,
club.
I
Why
see,
it closed down?
Correct. But that was after it closed down, I was like, I'm done. Like there's nothing from I know there's Zook and all, but there's nothing.
Too much,
Like, MOS was memories of Subang.
I only started going clubbing like 25, man.
Oh.
Damn.
After that, 26.
I think there was another one there called Republic.
Yeah,
Sunway
man.
no
But
much,
MOS
yeah.
is the OG, bro.
Yeah, correct.
MOS is every Taylor's kid goes to MOS
Correct.
one. Yeah.
Really, I think it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
segregation. Like I used to go to Vertigo, Gravity, the one in Mid
I
Valley.
hated all that.
Yeah, I don't like that place. I
What
went
Mist,
there.
Milk, Vertigo.
Milk? Oh,
Have you been to
Jugs.
Mist? Mist?
Yeah,
in
bro,
Bangkok? You
I-
said Mist was Milk. What?
I
I
actually
missed before.
so because of all this like early exposure to porn and cursing and all that, I actually grew up, and by the time I was 17, I actually was like very focused in you can ask Andrew, you can ask Boyge also. They've known me when I was 16, 17. I actually just defaulted to I need to work hard. I need to
But
I didn't
the
even
next phase at an early age.
Yeah, I didn't even want to go to I didn't like drinking. I didn't like smoking. I didn't like going club. I only picked up smoking after I started my first proper job. So I hated everything. I was anti everything. I like to stay at home. I like to do my routine. I'm a very weird kid, lah, bro.
Like you said,
Oh, like
I can still
You gotta talk to your mic, bro.
I can still wipe with you.
Yeah,
because I'm also the type guy who had done things early then.
Yeah.
A lot of things, even like my first business was at the age of 15.
Wow.
Yeah,
but your
I
parents didn't
started-
charge you for you for
No. Then so I started everything very early.
Yeah.
Like things I get bored with things very fast. Like,
Oh, I
because
see.
I do things early, then like okay, I'm bored. What's next?
My problem is I get obsessed with things too fast.
Oh, that's one thing
Yeah,
I learned after
fuck.
in the psych world studying 4 or 5 years psych.
Uh.
Never get yourself obsessed with anything.
I'm so obsessed with
Whether
Monster
it's your
Hunter.
wife, whether it's your family, with your parents, always know there's a line where you need to draw.
How do
I
you
see.
remove obsession from certain things like music?
Depends on what you use music as for. You use music as a place where for you to calm down, relax, sleep, or
I
just to
can
dance.
do it for you.
escape.
I can write a program for you, right? So you listen to that song. Let's say Avicii Levels. He loves
I
Avicii
love
Levels.
Avicii Levels.
So I'll program this this software that if you listen to Avicii, right, halfway you ping like that, and then you'll be forever
I will not hate the
traumatized.
song. I will hate him.
You just need to know how to draw the line. Okay, I give you
Yeah.
an example. Coffee. How many coffee you have a day?
3.
You have to draw the line at having one, and you try. You see whether you can stop
Can.
at one or not.
Because my wife sometimes say 1 coffee a day. Then I'm like, what?
She says it, but do you follow it?
Yeah, follow.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Nah, I think it depends on the
Maybe
person.
2 out of 5 lah. I'll probably follow. After that, when she's not there, I will just, hey.
But I think you see,
No, but that is a simple way where you draw the line and you follow it.
yeah,
I
but
guess lah.
I think you only change if you want to change.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so like if you go back to like therapy as well, right? A lot of guys, I don't think they want to go to therapy because they either A, don't recognize they need therapy, like you were saying earlier, right? Or B, they don't know,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they don't recognize they don't know it's the same thing, but I feel like they don't need it. They're like, I don't need it. So like for you,
No, I
you're gonna
think it's
have that
more-
coffee forever, bro.
I think it's more of I don't care.
Ah, that one's
It's more
also-
of I don't need it. Because
Yeah.
I can power through.
Yeah.
I'm a man up. So it's all those labels that have already been established for a very long time. So why do I need to break off from that stereotype? So, and if I do break off, what does that project how does that project me as a person?
Yeah.
Like, so if I do lesser than this, am I a lesser man or what?
That's a human being also.
I ask you right now,
Yeah.
right? So you have gone through, you have seen a lot of people, you have talked to a lot of people, right? What is the most common depression topic that people come and open up to you? Work, guys, always work,
Work
I guess.
there is.
I think
kids.
work is not so.
Kids?
I think
Family also
work
lah.
is not so bad lah. I
Post-COVID
think-
kids also, because all are cooped up at home working, taking care.
Kids.
relationship.
Relationships, always relationship.
But it seems like it's a very common Asian thing.
Actually,
Yeah.
depression, there's no common or main. It's just you dealing with.
Out of the ones that I have seen so far, it's mostly relationship.
I'm just wondering, like, because
It's relationship.
probably the people who are watching also, when they listen, they're like, okay, at least they can relate to, at least there are people out there who
Who are
having-
feeling the same thing.
the same thing in relationship, at least they're having depression. Okay. Then you also said if you're feeling down for 3 months continuously, then you do have depression. Maybe you just don't know or refuse to acknowledge. I think acknowledgement is the first
a lot of
thing,
people
you know?
stay in that denial stage for a very long time.
And then
And you know, when shit really hits the fan,
Yeah.
then they like wake up like, oh shit.
Like workplace stress. Workplace, I won't use the word depression much. It's more stress related.
stress
Where
related.
once they overuse the word stress, they
Then it
go to
depress.
depress. But we Malaysian or Asian culture, we need to realize like most of them patients that we see or come across, it's their fault more than anything, where they want to overwork to show their bosses that they are the best.
But it's so
I
difficult.
think instead
bro.
of depressed
difficult.
for work people, I think the better word would be burnout.
Yeah. Burnout leads
That
out to
would
all
be
this.
that would be a better word, because people straight away like, okay, too much stress at work, depressed. No, it's not depressed. It's just
This is
burnout.
burnout because they do too many hours
Yeah.
and rest too little. But they feel that is justifying now, like, oh, I'm showing my boss and being like, I have experience telling that if you work is 9 to 5 or
Go back home
9 to
at 5.
6, you draw the line at 6. Like got people that go into work,
It's not my bro.
sorry, go into
okay.
work,
Uh,
they lepak, then come back home, carry on the work. It doesn't work that way. You go to work at 9, start your work at 9, finish at 6.
Bro, that's a
Bro, it's
problem
very tough.
Malaysian.
It's
will
very
It's
tough,
tough,
it's very
correct.
tough,
But
it's very
I
tough.
know certain industries like the PR, event
Yeah.
industries, the hours
It's hard,
are
man.
This is what I'm talking, just office people.
The 9 to 5.
9 to 5.
My dad actually gave me really good advice because I also experienced a lot of burnout throughout my entire like working career. So like for example, my first 6 months it was in an ad agency, client servicing, picked up smoking, picked up drinking.
Ad
The ro-
agency is bad. lah.
It's bad shape, bad shape. And then now the changes not reasonable and clients a bit ridiculous. one. So I shifted, I went to another ad agency, I became a copywriter. Not as bad. I think the work environment is what made it a lot easier. And then I shifted to do events, which is a very seasonal thing. So when it's like festive, heavy, but when it's not, it's all right. It's office 9 to 5, that thing. So for me, my dad said that, you know, when he told me that because maybe it's genetics, I find that I am quite similar to him in terms of like the mindset. Like I like routine. I like to follow through with certain things that I already set. And I don't like it when people mess up with the routine. So he was telling me how like if both of us have the same personality type, you shouldn't feel like this because I went through what you went through, but you should try to find pockets of relaxation during your day, which is it's easier said than done, right? Yeah. So what I would do is I would just go off to a corner, go for a walk, or like close my eyes. I used to go and smoke a cigarette. But when I did that, right, then suddenly it made the burnout a lot less intense.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
something I tell my clients also,
Yeah.
like if they feel really stressed out at work, I usually tell them take a walk.
Yeah, you should just go for a walk,
Just
I think.
take
Yeah.
like a 10-15 minutes walk. Even I do it sometimes. Like
Yeah.
if I feel really like a bit tired with, clients back to back and all. So I usually just leave my phone, everything. I just leave it in the office and I just walk the whole Taipan and come back.
I think it's actually so good, right? That you go and look at the sun for a while. It doesn't make sense. It sounds like you're a fucking comic book character type shit, right?
No, it helps.
But when you go out, right, you smell a bit of like fresh air instead of air conditioning.
Yeah.
You see a bit of sun, you see a bit of clouds. You're like, actually, life
is damn important.
It's a bigger
Sun.
picture because sometimes you have your horse blinders on when you're looking at your laptop for too long, and you're like, shit, man. If I don't reply to this email, or if I don't get to this appointment, etc., then it becomes very acidic. But when you go out and then you forget. And I also always think that people don't really invest a lot in like going for a holiday. And it sounds very like privileged, coming from a place of privilege. But I feel like you really need to go see some mountain or some ocean, bro.
Like again, holiday doesn't need to be a rich people's thing.
Yeah. You just gotta see the ocean for a bit.
You can have a holiday within your
You can go
work
Klang
budget.
one, bro. Honestly,
Yeah.
you just go to Klang, go to the port, go look there. You're like, shit, man. Actually, the world is a lot bigger than what I think, and my problems are really small.
Oh,
Yeah, because
like you
COVID
said-
it was like that. I feel like
Yeah. Because everyone's cooked up.
Yeah.
Thankfully for me, COVID
Got mic,
was,
bro.
thankfully for me, COVID was good. I didn't really suffer much. I had a letter to move around.
Ah.
But I have known people who have really got stressed. And it was not good. Like you really need sun, fresh air, sound of water. The basic needs are there. You need
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to give a break to yourself because just being cooped up in an office or cooped up in your work environment is not going to help you mentally.
it's
You need
viscous
that
shit,
break.
man.
Like, why is there a
viscous.
lunch break in between? Like, you can have lunch break at office, but you're needed to go out of your office. You just
Yeah.
that 1 hour, just give yourself
Yeah,
a break from the office environment
Yeah.
or thinking of work. You need to give yourself the break. But a lot of companies now is leaning towards it, where they have these sleeping pods and they have these cafes.
it actually
and all
doesn't
that.
work for me, in my opinion.
I don't, but I've had people who've told me that it helps them
It helps,
take
ah.
the breaks and all.
I think-
but it differs from people.
Yeah.
Like, maybe people like us, we need the
I need-
outside
I need-
world.
I need to hear the birds for a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I need to see the sun for a bit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna go fucking crazy, man. I remember during COVID, right? So long story short, basically, I wanted to propose to my wife at the time, and then like I only wanted to propose in Japan, so I was very adamant, but Japan was closed. So I just waited and waited and waited and waited. So I waited for a solid 2 to 3 years. I'm just like, dude, this is so frustrating, right? And just pent up, it's pent up emotion. So I had a lot of sun and all that. And then now when I went to Japan finally, right, I just like, wow, relief. And then not only that, I felt at that time when I went there, I saw a few mountains. I just like, damn, shit, man. This whole time.
You went to Mount Fuji.
No. It was this place called it's like Taka, whatever lah.
Okay.
And yeah,
Takinokawa.
no lah. And then I just Tachikawa, sorry. Then after I saw mountains, I'm like, wow. Actually, that problem is such a small problem. A lot of people, I'm pretty sure, had worse problems.
Yeah.
We just gotta detach, man. I feel like, if I went to Cameron Highlands, I think I would have felt the same thing. You just need to go see some view.
Some greens.
Yeah, bro. Don't you think like if I also right, sidetrack a bit. Do you feel like KL had a lot of like torn up trees recently because of the storm, the trees collapsing and shit? I don't know whether you all realize this. Like DBK has been doing like this mass like cutting down of trees.
Yeah.
You know the tree in front of Stevens Corner is gone. Good, bro. It's good for safety, but it's quite sad because like you could have just trimmed it.
Actually, you know the trees in DBK, like KL one, they found out after doing a proper research that because of the development around it, they have actually broke the roots. That's why the tree fell down.
Yeah.
Because there was no roots holding the tree. Because of all that
Concrete
tiling
that
and all,
you-
they have, people didn't know that inside there they have cut off the roots from
Oh
it holding.
shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can check it out. That's how the tree, because there's no roots for it to hold any.
Oh shit! That means this
So
whole
this
time
is-
they were cutting the internal side. That's why the root has
Yeah.
no. That's why the tree has no support.
So it's karma lah. So tree be like, you cut my root, take your car.
Oh shit! You see, I feel right. Like you just need to plan it properly.
Yeah.
You know,
Why it's
you
so
need to have
hard
balance,
plan development. Like,
bro. That's
guys,
no excuse, bro.
I cannot do development here. There's a root here.
No, not to say that. Even the housing
project.
projects have increased so much. No one's buying. No one's moving in. What's the point of building
Investment
so
unit,
much?
bro. Investment unit. Everything investment unit.
Development, man, too
Ridiculous.
much money to make land, just build house, like, let's go.
Correct.
You know?
No, whatever land, even if the land is small also,
Condo.
if can build.
The real question is, right, you ask why government sold this away.
So what?
Like all these lands are owned by some people, right?
Yeah, correct.
Of course, in the end, it's come to money making.
Correct.
Like, if they sell, then they want to do, they do lah.
It comes back.
can you do?
It comes back down to
It's dollars.
developers.
Yeah.
Developers, where just say now the big guys, the Ecos and whatever,
Yeah.
Satya Group, they need to generate income. The only way to generate income
It's
is
too
by
big.
building.
They're big. They need to feed
Because if
mouths,
not, then how
right?
are they going to pay their staff salaries and all to maintain? They
Yeah.
need to find projects.
If no means later, they come to you and for
so,
depression, I cannot make house lah.
eventually they have to, they go and buy out lands wherever they can.
But the aspect that overlooking is the overall ecosystem in which people require like trees. They require parks. They require proper planning when it comes to landscaping, right? So I think they ignore this and then people suffer also.
Maybe not a lot of developers ignore this. Like, I believe Ecoglades, Paramount Properties, these people, they maintain the ecosystem. Like, I can give an example because maybe there are some developers out there that just don't bother. But there are developers out there that do care. I have to say, You know, like if you
Not all lah. But I think it should be a mandatory requirement.
There
lah.
is. It should be a mandatory. That one government have to put a foot in it.
Yeah.
Lah, but there's nothing money can't solve, lah, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and then also if you think in the aspect of development, okay, there's a really big 100-year-old tree, but I build a land out here, I can't build a house because of one root inside here. I mean, it's gonna be really difficult, you know. Of course, there's a tree here, and then the root is in between my land. I can't cut this tree, so I'm gonna leave this piece of land here. That's money, bro. So in the end, the tree has to go, lah. But of course, what can they do? After they remove the tree, then you replant the tree.
Correct.
No, there's always
You know,
plan
there
and
are
process
plannings
they
and
have to
everything.
follow.
But all those trees dropping down, if you see, right, it's always in KL.
I wouldn't
Most of the
say.
time,
Subang
like the news, Subang, all these are
It's
all
city
the
lah.
city populated
But that's
area.
the generation before us that I feel were responsible for this because at that time they didn't have the foresight as well,
I
right?
never planned proper.
Yeah.
There's no proper plan.
Now there is lah, you know. So if it happens,
Now it's better, but it could be better also.
better.
Correct.
So if any
Yeah,
tree
yeah.
fall down, it's sad. But you know, better now than later lah, I guess.
Yeah, true,
You know?
true.
Yeah.
You know, later fall down your car, you get depression, can come here.
Did you
cash,
guys both
nothing.
study in Canada after CPU or
No, I didn't go.
You didn't go?
I met him. He didn't study CPU with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I studied CPU. Then I didn't go to Canada. I went to Segi Subang.
Okay.
That's where I met him.
I see.
So we were in ADP together.
ADP?
So
American
of course
degree
I said,
program?
yeah.
Everybody is in ADP.
Wait,
but
so
not
you
me
did
lah.
CPU and then you went to ADP?
I did.
Oh, you
He
only
did
did CPU, then you went to ADP.
I went to ADP straight.
So when I joined
Ah.
ADP, few of my
Courses
papers
all
were-
transferred lah.
I didn't have to take because I did CPU already.
Oh, your credits transferred lah.
Yeah.
I see. But when you
And
go,
then I did my postgrad.
You got PhD,
Masters, bro.
Masters.
Postgrad.
But he has a PhD, permanent head damage.
I wanted to say that as well, lah, bro. You talk live.
I thought it was a
for me,
pretty
lah.
huge
God damn
dick,
it,
bro. That was a pretty huge dick, bro.
Which one?
Pretty huge dick.
Ah. But the amount of patience you see, definitely he has some head damage.
You need therapy, lah. May I recommend you to Nikesh? Okay. Wait. Going back to the point that we're talking about, how we can fortify our kids in terms of so that when they grow up,
Uh-huh.
they won't get more tendency to have
Okay.
depression, lah. Okay, if they so think
Fortify?
they have it.
Fortify with the third step.
Third step, correct. Okay, so like say for example, right now you have a kid, right? So I notice upbringings are different, right?
Of
So
course.
like back in my days, and this is something I feel like I will probably
Last
do this. So
time,
back
ah.
my days.
Last
So when I asked my mom, can I do something? She just said no. All right. So nowadays, is it better when your kids come and say something, you tell them the good and the bad and you let them decide, or as parents you should say no or yes?
As a parent,
I think the first question is why.
Okay lah. So after you say
Instead
why,
of yes
whatever,
or no,
you ask
or
why
instead
first.
of explaining what is the negative or positive consequences,
So why did you decide to want
why
to?
why
you
do you
want it?
want to do
Yeah.
it? Or why are you choosing it?
So after they say the reason, I think then you will just say no, cannot, or you say
no,
up
you
to you
find
lah.
out,
Reason it.
find out,
Reason lah.
find out
Reason it.
what is the cause or what's the reason for them wanting this or going here or whatever. Then as a parents, you have to make the decision like whether is it right for my kids to do it. Then
And
whatever
reason it out.
decision you have decided, you tell them the decision, give them an explanation. Where a lot of parents
Don't have the
miss it,
time.
they don't give them the explanation. They prefer the stop and no and it's done. Like then you leave the kids hanging like, okay, what did I? Most of the kids like, what did I do wrong for me to not do this or go this? They don't understand that no or yes. Yes, they don't think like they're happy they get it. But the no's doesn't make them think why the no has happened.
It's like automatically everything that I'm going to say after this. So that's where the self-esteem part comes as well.
Yeah.
Like you, after hearing no once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, after that, every request you can think of, you already have the answer automatically without asking. You already know the answer is no.
Yeah. Then
So
you
what's
feel
the
like
what's
shit.
the point of even asking anyway?
Yeah, then you
Right?
feel like shit. Yeah. As a kid lah. Yeah.
So always the explanation is important. The basics, you need to be involved in your kid's life as full stop. Whatever how the involvement is up to you, but you have to be, if you're having a kid, you have to be involved with your kid. Don't give it to a third person or don't segregate the job to
Outsource.
someone.
But I think now I feel like are you guys parents?
No, no.
Not yet, right? So I think like if we were to be parents in the future, I think we would navigate that a bit better than how our parents did lah. I think it's just a generational thing.
Yeah.
At that time, I felt like maybe the boomer generation had too much success and money.
Yeah.
Like I think at that time everybody is like, oh, standard ma, buy house, standard ma, I get car, standard, I upgrade to Conti, whatever, right? But now this is like
No, I think they already had the template to how they did life. House,
It should
car, job,
clubhouse, whatever lah, right?
whatever. So
And got
it's
made.
these 5 to 6 template different things that shows your level of success in society.
Yeah,
So if you don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
you're not successful.
You're
Yeah,
not successful.
but
That's it.
to go
I
back
think
to
our
yeah.
generation, we don't really care about that.
Yeah, we don't care. But that's the thing, right? They had a maid to third party
Yeah.
it. But for us, I don't think we can third
I
party.
think
lah.
having a maid is not wrong, but the maid should not be the parent.
Yeah.
Oh, which is
The
what,
having a maid is fine to
Yeah.
help you with things, but
Happening
you are still the parent and you have
Yeah.
to be involved there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like maybe small decision, it's fine. Like,
Yeah, but the overall
Overall,
navigation.
at least 80% of the kids' involvement, you have to be there at least 80%. 20% maybe, yeah, you can forego, but if I give it to me, I'll say 90%, but still some people say, no, I'm busy with okay, it's fine, but at least 80%.
But
be involved with your kids.
if you look at our generation, I think, like I was talking to Vic about it last night, Vignes, and he was saying how like actually, right, if you look at it as a whole, a lot of us now who choose to get married and have a kid, one of the parent needs to have a flexible working schedule now. It's like almost as if like, you know how women at that time came out into the workforce and then they also had their thing and then they became CEOs and it's all great, right? But I think because of the success of humankind to that point where we all peak, now if you look at it, right, our birth rate is falling. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, replacement rate now is like 1.6 or some shit in Malaysia. That means every family should have at least 2.1 kids.
2.1?
2 kids lah, basically.
Yeah, no, it's like average is 2.1, but you should have at least 3 so that in case, you know, a lot of families, one kid might pass away, stuff like that. It's replacement rate in society, right? So in Malaysia now, I think you can Google it, Nick. What is the replacement, what's the child rate, birth rate for Malaysia? I think it's 1.6, 1.8. Replacement fertility is 2.1, but you check Malaysia lah. Malaysia, I think is 1.6, 1.8. And this is including Malays as well, which we always believe that they have more kids. So basically, right, you see 1.6. See, 2022. It's crazy, bro. Yeah.
Whose fault is that?
No, it's because we don't want to have kids, ma. And that's because of workforce.
I don't think it's
convenience.
anyone's fault. It's just that
No, it's priorities, you know, and
like,
then finance.
like, I know between my friends, so many couples, I don't know.
Is
They want kids,
it?
like, it's future, they want to travel, kids will be a burden and all that. Like, I know.
Ayo, so sad lah that we are coming to that.
No, it's the war on AI, bro.
I think it's
firm-
also like because they've already gone through stuff before, so they feel like
I
why
don't
should
want
I
to-
bring in another life and probably do the same thing or maybe worse?
Yeah,
to
you could
another-
fuck up.
Ah.
You could fuck up.
So
So
That's
the-
one of their reasons. they
The
give,
possibility of that happening is also
big reasoning, no?
No, you see, I'm a kid advocate. I love kids. I did my psych with kids. I did a lot with kids. And I love kids. And I tell people like you need to have, even if you don't want to have your own kids, adoption, please adopt. There's so many kids that you can adopt. If you feel like you don't want, because I had friends, I don't want to be pregnant. I can't go through 9 months of pain.
How would you know? You don't know?
They say, oh, no, they've seen other people. They got their reasons. I'm sure.
Okay.
So
Boy,
say,
boy
okay,
get
like-
alpha male, bro. He don't believe.
So I say, okay, like you don't want to have your own kids. No.
Yeah.
There's so many kids out there needing parents or needing a nice environment to grow up. Go and adopt. But they're like, then they go to the next.
Lazy
excuse.
lah.
Not lazy. Oh, I want to travel the world, having kids.
Amma,
Uh,
oh, friend.
So all that. So it's just reasons after reasons not to have a kid.
yeah.
If you stand down to one reason and you stand for it all the way, it's fine. But at every junction, you change your reason and you know you don't just want.
You just don't want lah.
It's the war. It's AI, bro. It's technology developing so fast to the point that convenience is our priority. Convenience and efficacy, right? So, for example, like, would you rather spend 3 hours writing? No, okay, not 3 hours. 15 minutes writing a proper email, or you ask ChatGPT to write a proper email?
ChatGPT.
Yeah, standard, bro. Like, I think it's a thing. So human beings, our lizard brains are like, what is the immediate reward and how fast can we get to the reward? So a lot of times we refuse to sacrifice anything for effort. So if you look at it, right? So this is my theory. I've been thinking about this for the past couple of weeks. You see, right? You all watched Terminator 2?
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The best. The
Right,
best.
it's damn
Terminator
good,
2,
damn
the
good, right?
best.
So it's the war against machines, right? Okay, so machines, right? My theory is people don't want to have kids, right? It's because of the machines. So the machines like the Matrix, Terminator, all these guys, right? They're all like machine learning. We watched all the movies already,
Yeah.
and I realize there's always a John Connor to save the day.
What?
There's always a protagonist that will save the day. So I should not allow the protagonist to be born. Therefore, I will make all human lives so easy to the point that they won't even have kids. And that is how human beings will end themselves because they just won't have kids.
Where we went? Where
True or not? True or not, bro? Bro, true or not?
Fully
That's fair. It's fair.
Right, right.
like full.
You see, why fight them when they will kill themselves? It's like you see, I asked majority of people, right? Would you want to have kids? No, man. I want to go travel. I want to go Japan. Fuck it.
You never asked me.
No, because
Plenty of times, but I don't know whether you listen, but basically, don't you feel that? It's like a majority of people just feel as if the immediate reward is not there, and then not only that, people judge you. You see, if I give my phone, I judge you. To my kid, I give my phone to my kid, they judge
Bro,
me.
this is overthinking, right?
No.
Bro.
You-
like for real, man.
just
just
humor me
the
lah.
possibility.
Okay.
lah.
Just humor me lah, right?
okay.
Oge may not care, but a lot of people care. You bring a kid on the plane, people like, fuck, I'm gonna bring my kid on the plane. God damn it, like,
They
it's gonna
get
cry.
judged at every corner.
Yeah. And it's very difficult. And I'm not saying, if to say it's very easy to have a kid, it's quite ignorant. To me, it's a responsibility. It's
Correct.
like,
No one will come and tell it's easy to have a kid.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
yeah,
decide on your own, you
You
have a
gotta
kid,
talk
you have. If you decide you're going to have a kid, you have.
Yeah, it's
be
a responsibility.
Responsibility that you need to do.
yeah. So the question is, what is easier?
Not have a kid.
Not have a kid.
Yeah.
So that's how humankind ends. I'm like,
Correct.
whoa,
They
shit.
kill themselves.
So
So
now,
like-
right, if you have a kid, right, you are with John Connor. If you have a kid, that means you're fighting the machines.
Yeah.
Have a kid, boys and girls.
No, that
because-
way, in that theory, it's fair. Yeah, what do you say?
Right,
Because the
bro.
robots are going to.
Because I
it
recently
very-
watched Matrix again,
Good show.
so I'm like, so when you said that, I'm like,
Oh,
Okay.
They trap you in this simulation, and it's easy.
yeah, true.
Right. But I think also another theory, I think I was talking about religion with Andrew and we had a religion podcast, and then we were talking about how like, oh, this and that, maybe we don't believe in God. I personally don't really have a spiritual connection to any entity lah, right?
Same.
Yeah. And he was saying how like, it doesn't necessarily mean etc. etc. So I was talking to my colleague Justin about this. Then Justin was like, yeah, maybe simulation is correct. Then I was like, please entertain me how simulation is correct. Confirm got God. I said, yeah, maybe there's a God. But if you think about it, just imagine a world where you get everything you want. Just imagine. You get anything you want, Anything you want, right? You get it. Right? Like, let's say
I bet we'll still have depression even if
No, but that's the point. That's why. That's his point. He said if you got everything, humankind will have that peak happiness. Happiness is only measured when you go up and down. Right? But if you keep going up, if you Lamborghini every hour also, it's not enough for you because now Lamborghini is just a standard. It's like, it's just another Lambo. Like, I don't care, right? So that was
I think there was a
there's a Matrix. There's a Matrix reference to this shit, bro.
No, actually there was a TV series also on Netflix. The Good Place.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Okay,
shit,
proof,
The
bro,
Good
proof.
Place.
Is it?
It's everything about what
Can you pull
happens
that
in
up, bro?
heaven, right? Huh?
It's about the good place and the bad place, like heaven and hell. Lah. It's their version of it. So at this good place, so when you reach the good place, you get like what you said just now.
Everything
get
you want,
Everything you want. But then so the people who come to the good place, there are already people there. So when you go there, people are bored.
See, you get everything they want.
Because everything is there already. So
Yeah.
they are bored. Like, okay, what's next? What's
MMO.
Next?
Oh, this is the one.
This is the
Play
one.
MMO.
This is the one.
Okay. So to go back to my story about like the Justin conversation I was having. So if you watch The Matrix, they were saying that the first version of The Matrix was that everybody get what they want.
Okay.
That's when they realized we screwed up. We cannot give everybody what they want. We got to give them a bit of what they don't want or what they have no choice of. So human beings, right, we interpret happiness by feeling lows as well. So going back to the whole depression state,
Okay.
being sad, you need to feel struggle, you need to feel sad in order to feel happiness. You need to go to the gym to feel sore in order to look good. You need to not eat McD so that you can be fitter example, right? So like struggles like this is what brings you up. And that is the second version of the Matrix. That is why the simulation makes sense also in some sense. Because right, the second level is like, okay, we need to revamp this program. We need to make sure that the users feel a bit of pain. They only feel a bit happy. And that's why,
True.
that's how we feel it. Oh, bro, I'm mind blown.
It's like a very twisted reward system, lah.
Mad.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
mad.
done.
Yeah. Pogi too deep for him. He like, fuck this lah. I cannot. Fuck this. This is too deep. He's like, fuck this. I don't want to think about this. I too scared. Fuck it. For me, right, I dance with these type of ideas. I'm just like, wow, scary shit.
Ideas.
Yeah. But I think you need to have that challenge, lah, is my point, right?
Definitely.
So if you need to have kids.
challenges to appreciate things.
Yeah, you need to carry heavy things, put
Because
heavy
you-
things down.
Normal, if anything that comes easy to you, you don't really appreciate it.
Nothing is appreciated.
When you work hard for it or you
Yeah.
work something, then you feel like,
Yeah. Which
Like the best thing I want to give an example where you need to go to gym to look fit, to feel the muscles.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
need to
yeah.
put the pain.
yeah.
You just can't just sit there and sit at home and say, okay, I need muscles, I need six packs. And if it
That's
comes,
where
you
I-
don't.
Yeah, you gotta talk to Mike, bro.
That's
Sorry,
where I
sorry.
wish something comes easy and I'll be happy. Lah, you know?
No. I disagree. I think right now a lot of us succumb to convenience.
Yeah.
Right? I succumb to the okay, so the option is I go to the gym, I have to find parking, I have to go down there, I have to wait for the machine, I have to
want it, you do it
And
lah.
then not only that I do it, I still feel like shit after that because I'm damn sore, but there's no change.
Are you depressed?
Right? But a lot of people are not willing to put in that work. And not a lot of people willing to grind also lah. So I
Is
think
that the concern of depression or lazy?
I think it's both.
I think it's the lack of consistency.
Consistent.
That
That
one
was
also.
something. I mean, consistency is one thing, but going there is another thing. You know.
Yeah, correct.
And in the end, it just comes to the fact
I
that
think
I'm just lazy. Lah.
In
Or
layman's
they
term,
just-
I'll say it comes with age.
Lazy
it?
age, or could be purpose.
You think
maybe,
so?
maybe purpose is the difference.
Like me, like
Talk to Mike,
Drive.
bro. Talk to Mike.
Drive.
when the younger age, I love going out.
Mm.
And wherever lah. Friends
now?
call, yamcha, lepa, coffee. I just love my bed. Chill a bit. Let me go out like, why not you come to the house? We can have a drink at home.
I come to your house, lah. I get your drink, lah.
Definitely can.
Free drinks, lah.
So from the part of me, parents used to always complain you're always more time outside. And then when there's a phase of time, I was more time. I was just at home and my mom like, you're not going out, you're not going to see your friends. What's going on with you? And they
Mine
started
will
thinking,
bipolar
are you
lah.
depressed? Are you sad? I was like, no, just that nowadays I prefer to just chill at home. I'm too tired going out, finding a parking,
Yeah,
lay
yeah.
parking. I'd rather just chill at home.
Yeah.
If I really need, then I got it. Last time I like every day, like yamcha, coffee, mama. And then came to a point like maybe a week once I meet the boys.
You know
or
why? You know
twice.
why?
Same.
You know why? This is what I think they told me. Because last time when you were a kid, you cannot do that. Then when you go college and you're working, then you finally can do that. Then you just want to go out. After you go out, right, you're like, I'm sick of it. Then you want to go back home and stay back home. And that's the cycle of life, guys.
But then when you grow older, then maybe you miss your friends and then you go out with them again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But I feel that we are staying at home more now because the traffic is absolute fucking bullshit.
Correct.
And the prices of eating out now are
It's mad.
it's ridiculous.
Nothing is cheap.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go out,
Chapan, bro.
50, you go out 15 ringgit doesn't carry any value anymore.
Fun.
Yeah. Oh, my the same friend I was speaking to, Justin, about this whole like matrix system and all that.
Let's stay at the Matrix.
He found a receipt from A&W. A&W,
Same tax.
1997. He found a receipt, 1997 A&W. Okay.
Uh,
For the whole family, you know. So it's like
10.50.
chicken, root beer float, whatever. Bro, he showed me a 2-piece fried chicken. It's fucking $4.99, bro. I was like, God damn, $4.99. I think
we
can't
wish
even
it comes back.
can't even
mean,
buy McFlurry,
now-
bro. I think.
Now $4.99 at Chap Fun is one chicken. At least it's
No,
one.
I
rem-
think
I
KFC
remem-
snack
I-
plate was what?
I remember
$6?
when I was small, snack plate,
$6,
two
$7.
chicken, set was $6.99 or something. Now the same thing.
Now at
like
least you get
18.
one chicken and coleslaw.
Yeah,
lah.
it's in the double digit now already, confirm. So I find like, you know, it's very difficult. And that's I don't know about you guys also, like family last time buy groceries how much?
I used to go with my mom to, I don't really all know the Maidin Giant in Subang.
Hey, mine is
Yeah.
still alive, bro.
So
Mine
we
is
go
still
to
there.
my Giant, my mom likes Giant.
Really?
For a house for a month, she'll spend about 250 ringgit.
Solid.
That's why I'm
Okay lah.
spending a
Family
week,
of how big?
bro.
Me, my 3 kids and father, mother, grandparents,
5 lah.
7 of us.
God damn,
Oh
bro.
my god.
250. And I remember doing the grocery during COVID because I didn't want parents to go. I said, I'll go and buy. It was nothing less than 600. And this was nothing like the big, not the oil. It was just basic stuff.
It's like-
I was like, then my sister, that was village grocery. I said, okay. I went to Tesco beside the next round.
Yeah.
Going 450, 500. And that also was nothing heavy. It was just normal essential stuff.
So village
I was
grocery
like-
quite expensive. lah.
Yeah, definitely. But the grocery from where my mom used to do 250 covers everything from rice to oil.
Yeah,
to
which I
everything.
acknowledge, right? I just
Good
don't
old
like it when
days.
when that previous generation patronizes me and says like, you all don't even know how difficult it is. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? Why not you try living in my shoes for a bit, man?
Correct.
Like, you can,
Yeah.
I don't like that sense of.
But no matter what, they will always
superiority.
compare.
It's all,
anything to
like
that.
I think you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
One generation will always feel superior. compared
Andrew
to
was
the other.
mentioning it. Yeah. Definitely. Andrew mentioned that. And I also feel that now that I see that, I choose not to do it So for me, like I work with a couple of Gen Zs in the office. I never judge. I'm just like, you do you, man. You just Zer, man.
I want to ask you a question, right? So when you all talk to your clients, right, your customer, right, do you straight away tell them the truth, or do you mask it in a way where it doesn't hurt their feelings?
What is truth?
I don't think.
Whoa,
it's more
shit,
about-
man. Entering the Matrix.
What do you mean by truth?
Like, okay, clearly they have a problem.
Nobody
Okay.
has a problem, boy.
Okay, so the idea.
But what is the idea of us not telling
Okay,
the truth? Why
like,
will we not tell the truth?
No, that's the thing. Like, maybe you're scared it hurts their feeling. So you say in a very nice. Okay, for example, how do I say it? Okay, like, okay, this dude's fat, lah.
Okay.
Like, oh no, you just not thin. Or you just mask in a way where it doesn't
Basically,
hurt their feeling.
sugarcoating it lah.
Sugarcoating lah, yeah.
But our job is not to sugarcoat
It's to
anything.
tell the truth.
Not also tell the truth.
Then
It's
what?
not about
It's
it.
more of
We are here. Okay, many people get wrong. First of all, the concept of counseling. They think they come to counseling, we have to help you. That is a wrong concept. We are not
Try
going to
lah,
help
you
you.
try.
No, we're not going to try.
You just
We
tell
are
you the truth.
there to guide you to help yourself.
Oh, berdikari lah.
Yeah, so it's basically we are holding your hand to walk. There'll be a point where we have to let go the hand and you have to walk yourself. The point where you're cycling, your grandfather will hold you to cycle. One point, he'll let
Yes.
you go and you have to
I
cycle.
remember that and I fell out immediately.
Yeah. So it's the same thing here. We are not going to help you because the point is, if we help to solve your issue,
You're dependent.
at the point when we are not there for you, what are you going to do?
Okay.
So we are here to guide you. We are here to help you to solve yourself.
So you do.
So it's basically trying to get clients to self-realize.
So
But
difficult.
over a series of sessions and all, so we identified the core issues, what kind of stuff you're dealing with, blah blah blah, all that,
understand?
and then help them come to this moment where they self-realize and
to be independent.
to be independent and to manage their emotions better.
So in that entire process, you will convey your information without any sugarcoat. Like this is it.
Actually, we don't
Wow.
we convey. Basically,
If
the
needed lah.
idea they by coming to us, they already has taken 50% of the job done. They are already ready. They know they got issue. That's why they're coming to us.
Alright.
If they do feel like they got no issue, they won't come to us, and we got nothing to reveal to them.
Yeah.
They already know, okay, I got issue. I need to see someone. They come to us. So our job is 50% done because our job is to get them to open up
they already
their
come and
problem.
they
So
open,
once
okay.
they step in, you know, okay, 50% is done. Now we just need to get them to start talking, and
See.
maybe out of 5, maybe 4 of them will start talking about their problem. And here we will just listen. As much as we are listening, they are talking, they will start to realize themselves what is the problem.
Okay.
They will know, okay, they're talking, they're crying, whatever emotion. Eventually at the end, just
And
say,
we
Kavilan asked,
try
like,
to analyze and understand those emotions.
I see.
Like
so you just have to
where
ask
is
few
that coming
questions.
Where's it
from?
coming from?
few
Okay.
questions.
What's
Like
the
Kavilan asked, okay, what
what's
have
the
you
root
learned
cause?
from today?
Core.
What have you learned from today? And they will somehow realize it. Then when they realize the issue, it'll be easy for us to guide them to solve the issue. We are there to just guide them.
I see.
But I it's kind of like to give you a story. Like, why am I so angry all the time? So, maybe because when you were a kid, then you say, oh, last time, my parents, right, they used to be so angry all the time. So maybe I'm angry because I saw it as how I'm angry. So they realize that, oh shit, now that you know this, you can overcome it.
Huh?
Yeah, that type of thing, lah. To put it simply, lah. I think
Yeah.
but question is, right? Do you, apart from all these emotional things, do you all also deal with, like, let's say, drug rehabilitation patients and all that?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
So I have, as in the place that I used to work with before. So I have actually paneled up with them to actually send over cases which needs admission and things like that. So they handle admission and the whole works of rehabilitation.
Yeah.
But when it comes to outpatient counseling for addiction, because we do have a bunch of addiction cases coming to us already.
Yeah.
So we are currently seeing those cases at the moment. So in terms of outpatient counseling for addiction, we do have that as well.
Is it common in Malaysia to have a lot of drug like,
Yeah, yeah, because the number of drug cases is just picking up like
Is
nobody's
it?
business.
Always picking
And
up,
I was part of agency Anti-Dada's
Alright, okay.
committee for Selangor.
Mhm.
So when I saw the stats, it was scary.
Do you analyze why they go into addiction?
Okay, one of it, peer pressure,
Peer pressure.
family, instabilities in like so many aspects there when it comes to addiction.
What's the common one? What's the common use?
I think friends and family.
No, I mean, like, what's the
Common
drug?
drug.
What? Glue.
That was one.
Is it heroin?
Glue? glue is one of it.
Yeah, gum is one of it.
Gum is they
Cheapest
smell.
sauce lah. Yeah.
Cheapest is gum.
You
gum,
glue.
heroin,
Not petrol.
meth.
Wow, in Malaysia we have heroin and meth.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Bro.
Ice is a big thing, bro.
Meth
Shit,
is
man.
so
How do y'all
easy.
even?
Meth is so easy to get. You just
Ice
need to know the
crystal.
right person.
And
It's at your doorstep.
What?
So I give you a simple term. I won't tell you who's using it, but it's used in industries where you need to stay awake long.
Like
And-
event management.
I'm not gonna say what, who, and what, but ice keeps you awake long. Keeps
That
you.
sounds like truck
so
drivers, man.
you connect the dots. Which industry needs it to keep longer?
Then that's the common patient that
So
you're
then you
getting.
give prescription.
So
then
it's a
no
rec-
prescription.
no prescription.
Meth
Meth is ice.
Meth is ice. This is
Ice.
a drug,
non-prescription drugs. These are all
So you can
non-prescription.
just like, hello, I'm a buy today.
No, you
if
find
you,
a dealer.
you need to know, you need to know,
the
you need to
source
know
of dealership lah.
dealers and all that.
Ah.
Wow, I didn't know that Malaysia.
Good.
And Ketum is actually picking up also.
Ketum is like easy peasy, bro.
Ketum basically.
What is ketum?
Ketum basically?
Is
like,
that
ketum is basically
that
like weed.
It's like what?
It's like weed. You know,
but
weed
in
comes from a
liquid
tree.
form.
Uh-huh.
Ketum is a plant. It's a plant based where ancient days or ancestors they use it for hard working jobs where they drink it, gives them energy.
Drink?
Yeah, it's
Bro,
a
can you
drink.
just Google ketum real quick?
A lot of truck drivers drinks Ketum, bro.
See,
Is it?
Yeah.
So usually they are taken by all these hard-working labor job
Blue
people to
collar.
keep them. Also, ketum, a way how you cook, it gives you energy to have longer sex. Longer
Isn't that
sex drive.
like Tongkat
Red Bull?
Ali?
Yeah, so Tongkat Ali has that part of it. There, this is
What?
ketum.
It's just a leaf.
That Malaysia Ketum's phenomenon.
We are the highest in the one of the highest.
Can you buy it?
Yeah, you can. It's not so. It's
This looks like the leaf outside my house, man.
it's
Soya
like the
bean?
chicken and egg thing
Yeah.
in Malaysia about wheat. They have
Ketum should be placed under
they have
DDA.
say wheat supposed not to be
Talk to
illegal.
the mic, man.
Wheat supposed not to be illegal, but it's illegal because people abuse wheat.
Yeah.
They're the
Ketum
misuse
also-
of
because
the,
ketum is a plant and plant you can't tax and government can't make money out of it. So
Yeah, but they do that with tobacco leaves.
because tobacco is processed already.
So ketum is raw leaf.
Raw leaf they dry and they boil it.
Easy. It's like weple lah.
Wrap
That's
Wow.
How do I say
it
that
has
in English?
Very good benefits ketum.
bitter
If
leaf.
you go and
No.
search and all.
Wait. Bitter
But
leaf
as
is not
usual, we
bad.
Malaysians abuse
Actually, I have no
anything
idea.
which is good.
I see.
Yeah, so don't do Ketum,
So what
guys.
these guys do is they mix ketum with coke. They mix ketum with cough mixture to get the highness. But if you drink ketum pure, you don't get high. You're energized to go to work, stay longer. It helps.
So what do you mix it with to get high?
More Ketum.
Like I said, Coca-Cola,
You mix it
cough mixture.
And then you get high?
Yeah.
Cough mixture?
Have you drink Coke with cough mixture before?
No, but I drink ubat cap ibu dan anak and I love that shit, bro.
See, you might misuse it for the highness.
I never
That's
mixed it lah.
insane, man.
So there's a lot of things like that. But drugs is drugs lah.
It's common in Malaysia lah.
Drugs.
Yeah, drug usage lah.
Drug,
abuse,
alcohol is the main tool lah.
Is
That's
it?
the one that you can never run away from.
Are you allowed to say how many % of your client base are?
At this point, I can't.
I wanted to
shit,
ask. I
okay.
wanted to ask what's the
It's alright.
majority race of drug abuse. You know,
Majority race.
race.
Allowed to say.
Race also.
I wouldn't say
I wouldn't
majority
say
race,
race.
but I guess guys, people can connect the dots there. What is
You know,
It is
lah.
like,
I
what
guess the
is
stereotype
this?
is real.
Not really.
Not really.
Not really lah. It's a
Sensitive
very
issue lah.
It's a very sensitive.
Yeah.
Racially, it's a very sensitive
Racially
issue.
sensitive
So,
But it's there lah.
Serious, you cannot say.
yeah.
You tell me after that lah.
it's also basically
Well,
I
that's
give an example for
fine
the clubbing
confidentiality.
scene or bar scene in Malaysia to be a hit.
Ooh.
Who contributes the most? You think?
Cannot answer
I
this lah.
cannot even say because I don't know. I really cannot say because I don't know.
I know.
We
Can you
can
say
have we can have this talk outside after. This.
Actually, okay, so just to probe even further, but you can obviously just say
Cannot
no.
say. What are you probing?
No. I mean, so what are the repercussions of you mentioning this? Is it because it's like your company's at stake for
no,
mentioning?
not next chapter. It'll be one. You guys will be on stake. And then
Why,
3 hours.
Race,
Race,
royalty, and religion?
So you can't.
I thought
No,
it was
I think-
research and rally, man.
I think. We got stuck to the mic, bro.
At this point, because every month there's something coming up with people talking about something about these 3 hours, repercussions will definitely be there.
I feel like we talk about taboo.
Yeah, this falls under that as well.
But
See,
you
it's
see,
so
the
sad.
taboo
Yeah.
has not been a particular race or a particular We talk about it as a culture or community,
Yeah.
which we never dive into a certain race.
Because I feel like if we dissected it and then we understood like which race. So for example, right, if you told me like, hey, you Chinese people are fucked up one, you only care about people when you earn money. I feel like if you mention that a lot, I think Chinese people will be like, okay lah, maybe need change lah. If we don't talk about it, right, then maybe they forever like, yeah lah, okay lah. See, maybe like the answer is to talk about it, right?
Sorry.
That's alarm.
Yeah. Formula One.
For F1 now.
The sprint race.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think like you should discuss it. But if you cannot say, it's okay. Don't worry
I
about it.
would rather not say anything
So this one,
related to race.
jobs are in stakes and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe not now.
And because it's very
NDA confidentiality and
because the stuff that we deal with is very PNC, and
Even
there's a lot of
Even
so-
we did recently interviews with Bernama Astro Sports and all. We went on live before going. So they strictly say the 3 R's:
Serious,
What's the
But that's why
3R
we're
again,
race,
religion, royalty.
royalty.
But that's why we're not Astro, bro.
I mean, but because it's not anything, they are so okay to talk. But there'll be someone. It'll just need 1-2 person to
actually instigate
and
something.
he will spread the wildfire because they are the majority.
I guess it's difficult to talk about.
They're the majority. Okay.
And the topic
it's
that
very
we
hard.
covered on Bernama was domestic abuse. So domestic abuse, straight away, the whole idea of which gender, which religion, which race, automatically those
Come.
questions came out already.
It's so hard to just
So pre-interview, we already said,
no.
they said no, we also said no, because it's very sensitive. The second you start targeting a specific group or
Wow, that's
specific
an
race,
attack, man.
so it will look bad lah. It
You
will look
see,
bad.
the normal
And-
people will understand, but it doesn't needs instigation from one person,
Yeah.
and it goes.
It goes wild.
It's not
Human
about race,
we-
religion.
I feel
it's just
humankind.
it's just people.
Humankind is so weird,
Yeah.
For us, right? Like, you see, 2 + 2 is 4, and then like
Two is four.
the op-
Minus one. That's
the
three.
operation of humankind in which we carry out things, right? Is like, shouldn't it be for the good, the greater good? So, for example, right, if I were to say that, let's say, Chinese people shouldn't gamble lah. Too many Chinese people gamble. Example. Then at least there's this like, okay, now we know that there is a commonality within our culture that causes us to gamble so much. So maybe because we know this, we acknowledge this, we address this, we engage with this problem, and then be like, okay,
if everyone had that kind of
yeah,
mindset,
right.
if everyone had that kind of mindset, I think a lot of things would
Yeah,
have
right,
been
yeah.
solved.
Yeah. So, but you
immediately.
see, the strange thing is because now we don't bring it up, right?
Yeah, true.
And then we just hold it in.
No.
We just hold it in, and then we just don't say it. And then now everybody's gonna be like, okay lah, we're just gonna play the guessing game, and we're just gonna
See,
continue. And we don't know.
For that to happen,
Yeah. You talk to
we
Mike, bro.
We need for that to happen, we need the right people in a position of power to support for this
So
type of
sad.
stuff.
It's so sad that we live in this generation.
Don't you think, even like say example, you said like Chinese people just like to gamble, right? I think they all know gambling is not good, but they still like to do it and want to do it.
It's
Right?
You see,
Personal choice.
Personal choice.
I wouldn't say gambling is not good.
I wouldn't say it's not good.
It's an
but-
example.
but
But
that's an example lah.
everything, if you do it in a considerate amount, it's
Excessive.
fine.
If it's just
But
when you do
anything
excessive.
excessive, it's a problem.
It's like
It's like they say
people know.
water is good. Everyone know water is good, but if you drink too much of water, it's
bloated,
bad for your
bro.
body. So I'll be saying gambling is fine. Gambling is a culture thing. It's like a fun way to have. But if you do it too much until you lose house,
no good
car,
lah.
you lose, that is bad. But if you do it among with friends, you just, okay, you know your limit today, I'm going to lose 50 ringgit. Then I'm done. So if you win 50, you lose 50, that is your...
In the end, it's
that.
just do it in
Yeah,
moderately
it's,
lah.
because you can... Gambling, it's so subjective that you can gamble about anything in life.
Yeah, bro.
It's not about just money. You can put the word gambling, you can do anything. Like even today, we can just gamble and say who might get arrested by the police. It's a gamble. Like, who you want to bet on among 4 of
Well,
us?
me.
But you see, what I'm trying to get is like we can't even mention that statistic.
Yeah, because
I think that
So
one is
sad.
just work hazard.
you
lah.
need not about work hazard. I will have
a cultural
openly
thing,
said things, share things if things doesn't go out of proportion. You see, the point about Malaysian media, things always go out of proportion and what has really happened.
So sad.
Or anything, and then we don't have people in power to support
Yeah.
talks or things to give that support. If anything goes out of proportion, then everyone is done. You go viral.
There's always this layer of red tape that you need to see, like who you're gonna offend, who you're not gonna
Yeah,
offend. There's
yeah.
always a lot of layers of these red tapes that you need to check first before you actually say anything. especially when it comes to Malaysian media, newspaper, TV, whatever you
a lot of
name it.
issues is
It's there.
sensitive. Lah.
So BS, man.
Yeah.
Can't wait to offend more people.
Offending people is okay, just don't offend the race.
I don't know, man. I feel like, because we always like, or maybe it's just me as a kid lah. I have always wanted to just discuss things that were not discussed. Why?
You see, like among my friends,
So sad, man.
I have a good number of Malay, Chinese,
Indian
Indians,
friends,
and
yeah.
Sarani. He knows, he have seen my family. I have a very good, and we can be casually racist among each other and just have fun in the mama.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can say shit about me, I can say shit about him.
That
We
one
can just
cool.
say.
Yeah.
But then we as that group realize that we go out to another group and say, it always end up in a fight or something. Then we realize that that's the limit. Among friends, casual racism stays there.
Yeah.
Like it cannot open because other people don't accept things. That's the problem. They think that by being casual racist is but some people that fight being casual racism is racism. I say yeah, we get it, but we're not taking it in a very serious context. That whatever we are saying stays between us.
Yeah.
We are not saying shit about anyone outside that topic. But outside people still can't take it. Like so
It's
for
so
us to
sad.
achieve that in a national level,
I think it's because we're just not educated enough. Majority of the country.
maybe you
It's just
think
we're not that
one or
level.
two more generation of young bloods and people, the old people leave post.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
other people comes in and things might be.
Because the it's top down in that sense, right? When it comes to culture. If the culture is led such that, we have to say, you have to jaga.
This is the norm.
Yeah. And then
This is the norm.
yeah, and then we
So
abide
once
by
you've
that.
already set the norm, it will just follow in that direction.
Tragedy, bro. We live in a tragedy like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, life is good, lah, guys.
But nevertheless, I love Malaysia, lah.
Yeah.
No matter with all these issues
No,
that
just
we have.
think about it.
Still the best
Sometimes all this
country to
issue
live.
is entertainment for us.
Yeah.
Right?
One by one.
One
huh?
by one, bro. Look at that. Piece of art, masterpiece, So, ain't that bad, lah,
But nevertheless, Malaysia is still the best country to live in. lah.
Many things to be proud of for sure.
Yeah,
But I think also it's because we're very critical, right? A lot of us we have that we know we can be better.
Yeah. Definitely, we know we can be better, but can we is the next question. Is there opportunity?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, there is opportunity, but
But whether we are capable.
capable to reach that,
execute
the
it.
whole different process of reaching it.
I guess that would be the next chapter of Malaysia, lah. Whoa.
Wow. Okay, lah, guys. I think we can wrap up. But maybe you guys want to shout out whatever you guys want to shout out. Like maybe is there a place you guys can be
Sign up for
contacted at?
their protection
Yeah, so,
plan. Only 39 ringgit per month. I'm just joking.
So guys, so next chapter we are located in Taipan, Subang Jaya. So you can find us on Google and our numbers are there. So you can go through our website and we have lists of therapies and counseling, different things. So if you guys are interested and want to know what is counseling, and we have free counseling session for the first session. It's an hour complimentary session where you can book and come and try out counseling to know how counseling is. And if you guys feel like you really need counseling, then there is packages that we offer where there's a 5-session packages and 10-session packages. So please contact us and we can set you an appointment.
For sure, man. We'll put all your stuff in the description, and then
So this is our list of
you can book
therapy.
appointment in the top right corner, lah.
Yeah.
Just want to say, right, to you guys, especially the males,
Yeah. This
Don't
is
be shy,
definitely
just
out for you guys.
open up. Sometimes you might not think that you need it, but tiba-tiba you need it, and then you're like, oh, hey.
We're getting in a better place, I feel.
Yeah.
Overall,
shy,
we're all
yeah.
getting to a better place. But we appreciate what you guys do for Malaysia as well, man. You guys have an avenue. And I was overhearing how you guys have a segment for affordable.
Yeah, actually, can I ask, how much is it?
So okay, for normal walk-in client, it's 250 ringgit.
Okay.
Then we have
Packages for.
packages where it's way cheaper than per session, where it's
Understand.
5 bundle up.
Mm-hmm.
That one you can contact us. We will speak with you all. Then we have for
Students, we have 100.
Students!
For students,
That's great,
We
man.
don't get a lot of students, man.
That's
we
great.
do.
Yes, we do. We
Actually, we
have.
do.
So,
It's because I think the newer generation understands that they
Actually
need it. Yeah. And it's a good thing because
So we have student package at
150.
150 for students, and also for people who really can't afford, we have intern counselors who are doing the internship before they
so
go
they
and get the
learn and they
license.
help at the same
So
time.
that is at 80 ringgit per hour. So people who really can't
it's affordable therapy.
yeah,
lah.
affordable therapy.
And we
It's good
appreciate
lah.
what you do for Malaysia, bro. I think your service is something that a lot of people don't talk about enough. And I think
Yeah.
mental wellness is something that also people are starting to be more aware of.
Aware of, correct.
Yeah.
correct.
And I think it's a good conversation, man, to learn about this as well.
Psychologist, is it?
I'm a registered counselor, but I do have team of clinical
I
psychologists.
feel like
as well.
Jordan Peterson.
Sorry, who?
Wait, what?
I thought
Jordan isn't different, lah, bro.
does clinical psycho. No, man.
Jordan-
No,
Never heard of
Never.
Jordan.
What? Bro, are you
Wait,
serious?
you all
That's
never
not
know Jordan
Peterson.
Peterson? That should be another conversation right now, bro. Y'all should
I show you, lah,
counselling,
bro.
man.
later,
Okay.
actually. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming all the way, guys.
Yeah.
I'll
Yes,
put all
thank you
the-
for having us. We
you.
really
Pleasure.
appreciate giving us this platform.
Oh, pleasure.
Thank
Oh,
you.
we should post for the cam.
We should open a center at OEG as well.
Soon.
Yeah.
We'll come here.
Ah.